Hey, Elgin, let me hold $20 till tomorrow. Real Enigmas and Theories is back again with another live stream. And it's a special stream. It's my birthday stream. What's up, y'all? This is my birthday. We here for the Humpday stream. It's my birthday stream. Shout out to my mom, yo, for birthing me on this day, going through labor on this day for me. Every morning I call my mom on my birthday. Every morning on my birthday, I call my mom and I ask her to revisit the story of my birth. And every morning on my birthday, we revisit the story of my birth. And sometimes there are a new detail every time that she may recall or remember that she might have missed. Like, how did she get the call? Like, who was it that took her? And all of these kind of things will come up in it. And so, shout out to my mom on this day. To me, this day is just another day. But I call my mom because my mom is the one who went through the labor. You know what I'm saying? And so I respect my mom on this day. And on my mom's birthday, I respect my grandmother. So I pay respect to my grandmother on my mom's birthday, which actually is just in a few days. So, my mom her birthday's about to be in a couple of days. And my birthday's today. So I was like a nice little birthday present for my mom back then. You know what I'm saying? 45 long years ago. But another thing about me is I embrace age. I embrace my grays. I embrace my age. I embrace the wisdom that comes along with it. I feel like my writing skills are better. My rapping skills are better. My music skills are better. My people skills are better. My life skills are better because I have lived a life and I have things to talk about, more things to say. And so shout out to everybody that's having a birthday today, everybody that had a birthday yesterday, and everybody that's got their birthday tomorrow. Let's get into this. Thank you, everybody, for all the well wishes and the happy birthdays. It's already a party up in here. We waiting on Taran to slide through. I told him I was just going to go ahead and get the party started and get into these shout outs and stuff. Let's see. Let's see who we got. Oh, we got Carrie in the building. Good to see you. Happy birthday, Real Enigmas and Theories. Thank you so much, Carrie. Yo, there's Drippy. There's Drippy. There he is. What's going on, Drippy? Happy birthday, Real Weight. All your endeavors be blessed. Thank you so much, Drippy. Yes, indeed. We have this guy, Explores. What's up, peeps? What's going on? The wonderful Delcenia James Tucker says, Real Enigmas and Theories. I hope you are having a blessed birthday today. Enjoy your day. Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, you are amongst the first people to bless me happy birthday this morning, besides like my family and my lady and my children and everybody. So shout out to that. Thank you very much, Delcenia. We got Blue Dream Space Queen. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for the happy birthday. Sister Scarlett, what's going on? I had the pleasure of speaking with Scarlett's husband the other day. Such a nice young man, such a nice young woman, such a beautiful family they have. Thank you very much for the happy birthday wishes. We got Demo. What's going on, Demo? It's good to see you here. Yes, indeed. It's good to see Demo. I met Demo in person in Providence. Demo is who scooped me and Taran up, and we rode around the town having a good time. We walked around to some of the Lovecraft spots. Demo was a gracious Providence host, and we appreciate him for that. Yes, indeed. Flowers, stars, parties, and cakes and everything. Yes, Catalyst, how you doing? Peace. Yes. Hey, everybody. Frumily Theory, how you doing? Frumily Theory, I like to see you here. That's what's good. I'm loving to see you in here too. Yeah. Who else is in here? We got Hugh in the building from Foggy, Slovenia. Oh man. Okay. I didn't know you was all the way over there, Hugh. Hugh, what it do? Who else we got in here? Ah, we see Nene is in the building. Nene, we love you too, sis. Thank you so much for the happy birthday wishes. Who else we got? Burrito. Yay. We got Skipler in the building. Yo, listening while driving for Amazon. Happy birthday. Yes, indeed, Skipler. Yes, be safe out there. I hope that I make your shift go by a little bit quicker. We'll probably rock out for about 2 hours, see what's going on. Yes, indeed. Shout out to moms. Shout out to moms. Big love. Thank you. Thank you, Nene, for sure. We got Vanessa Wicked in the building. We got Scarmonger also as well. Oh, good. Ready to rock. Ready to rock. Vanessa Wicked says, hello, Frumily. Thank you very much, Vanessa. It's always a pleasure to see you up in here. Indeed. Very dope supporter as well. Laser Bean Sports. Good to see you, Laser Bean. Happy B-Day. Hey, everyone. Yes. Who else we got? We got Jazz Green in the building. Happy birthday to the GOAT. Wishing you many, many more. Oh, thank you very much. Y'all make me feel so special out here. Thank you very much, Jazz Green. Okay, what else? Who else? Who else is in here? Oh, we got Alvin Rogers. Love your birthday story with mom. I recall the story from my daughter's birth on her birthday once. In a written story, she cried and cried happy tears. Yes. I mean, yo, I'm gonna tell you, every morning on my birthday, we do that. You know what I'm saying? It's good to do that. And then my mom is one of them kind of moms that every time you talk to her, after you talk to her, she still keeps reminding you happy birthday. Like, so every time I talk to my mom today, I'm gonna get a happy birthday from her. That's how it is. And it's like with my children, they telling me happy birthday. Somebody ever tell you happy birthday and just out of just habit, you just tell them happy birthday? That happens to me all the time, y'all. Yeah. You be like, they be saying happy birthday, and you be like, yeah, happy birthday. Oh, I mean, thank you. Yeah, Golden Child, what's good? What's good? Good to see you here. Kelly, what's going on? We got Meg in the building as well. Okay. All right, PM. Good to see you, PM. Good to see you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Bitey is in the building. We got Nitty Bitty in the building. Good to see you. Okay. We got B Goods here. Yeah. Gothic Chick. Hiya. Good to see you, Gothic Chick. Oh, snap. Happy birthday, cousin, says the wonderful, beautiful chocolate beauty. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, cousin. And thank you for the generous donation. Yes, indeed. Oh, we got Nino Nev. Thank you. Happy birthday, motherfucker. What's up? Thank you, Nino Nev has become a member. Welcome the member in the building. Go ahead and celebrate with those emojis, Nino. Yeah. How young am I today? Congrats on the milestone. I am 45. Salute. Salute to that. 45. I'm so happy that I'm 45. I can't wait till I'm 50. Like, I need more gray hairs in this beard. I need that salt and pepper look. You know what I mean? I got a little bit of it. I got a little something, but I want that like extra on the salt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have the Doctor Strange silver sideburns right now, and little bits of salt mixed in with my pepper beard. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have dark red hair, y'all. So my locks is like really dark red. They look black. And then my beard is salt and pepper. So I'm waiting on 50 so I can have that white beard and I can come through with that magic on y'all ass, like Gandalf. You feel me? Who else we got in here? We got Droid in the building. What's good? Thank you for the birthday wish. We got Quan in the building. What's good, Quan? How was your journey? Did you try any Providence weed? Yes. Yes on that. That Providence weed is good. Yo, Providence, I'm not trying to shit on Providence's food spots, but the food spots was like, it was okay. We went to a soul food spot. It was okay. We went to a couple spots. The Domino's pizza is trash in Providence. I don't even know why we ordered that shit. But The weed? Yeah, they got this one spot. It sounds like a damn doctor's office. I can't remember the name of it, but it sounded like a doctor's office, but it was a weed spot. It was a dispensary. The weed, it was cheap, but it was fire. I was like, what? I was like, y'all got ounces of this? Like, what? Okay. Yeah, I liked it. The Providence weed was bomb. I'm sorry I took a little bit too much time with that part. Miss T. Miss T said, hey, my birthday was 10/25. So glad to find another Scorpio. Yes, yes, and yes, Miss T. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes and happy belated birthday to you as well. Manuel Blackman, yo, yo, yo. What's going on? We in here. Yeah. Okay. Where we going on? Cousin Real sounding like a Southern preacher. All right now. All right. Did y'all see this? Hold on, wait a minute. Did y'all see this right here? I gotta play it one more time. This shit had me rolling.
Hey, Elgin, let me hold $20 till tomorrow.
Yo, that's just funny right there. I had to do it. Y'all. That shit was funny. The way she pulled him in to tell him what she wanted to tell him, and she said what she said too. With them teeth and them fingernails had me fucked up. Anyway, T-Ville says, stopping by to say happy birthday, Real. Thank you very much. This guy just went ahead and became a member. Good to see you here, this guy. Okay. Oh man, we got Vanessa Wicked came through with some birthday love. Happy birthday, love. I'm sending you a cash app. Oh snap, she's sending a cash app. That's what's good. Happy birthday to you. Oh no, happy birthday to me. See, I just did that shit. I don't know why I do that. Am I the only one that does that? Please let me know if I'm the only one that does that. Oh, Chris LaBelle, good to see you. Happy birthday and many more. She gives the generous super chat. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. It's good to see you in here. Yes, indeed. A birthday is enjoyed by so many, it seems reasonable to say it back. Yo, that's true. I don't know why I do that. My mom does the same thing. She says, happy birthday on your birthday. I don't know why I do that, y'all. Every time somebody wish me happy birthday, I don't know why. It just compels me to say happy birthday back to them. I don't know why. Maybe it is a happy birthday. Maybe my birthday's just a happy motherfucking birthday. You feel me? Same as you, Formerly Theory, 45. Yes, indeed. So super kind. Yes, indeed. Hey, thank you, Vanessa. You are such a beautiful spirit. I love it. I love having this love in here. Thanks for the membership. Yes, indeed. Katie Joe, good to see you. Okay, so you got one of those membership. Oh, that was this guy's gift. Okay. Yeah, yes, sir. No, I didn't try the clam chowder. I didn't try the clam chowder. I haven't had clam chowder in about 15, 20 years, yo. Real shit. And so I know I was due for some clam chowder. Oh my goodness. Oh, you just said you sent this cash. Let me look and see what's going on. Give me a hot second. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, I got both of them. Nene and Vanessa. Thank you very much for the super chats via Cash App. Yes, indeed. We appreciate those. And just because this is my birthday don't mean I'm going to go buy a coffee with that. That shit is still going towards the trip, the Newfoundland documentary. I'm going to make sure I get there and pay for my room and board, my food, everything anyway. But all of your donations are going to help as far as me creating the documentary itself. And that's where it's going to. It helps me get there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to make sure we have over $1,000, y'all. I know that for a fact. I know that has to be a Snapple top fact, y'all. We have over $1,000 we've generated. My goal is 3,000. Even if it doesn't get met, I'm going anyway, y'all. You hear me? I'm going anyway. And all of this helps me, what you guys are helping me with, and the super chats, the super stickers, the super thanks, buying memberships, all of that gets donated to the trip, and it fuels the actual process of the documentary. Because I will have to, like, you guys know I run my own business and I have commissions, which I will have to shut down some of my commissions for a couple of weeks while I do the documentary, because I want to spend my adequate time on it. Happy Hump Day, family fam. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh man. So nothing was in the Julie pit. $5 for the mints, brother. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Who else we got in here? Oh, y'all was laughing at that. Okay, y'all was laughing at the one. I gotta play it again, y'all. This shit's too funny to me. Every time I think about.
Hey, Elgin, let me hold $20 till tomorrow.
Yo, y'all can't tell me that shit ain't funny. I'm sorry. Golden Child was laughing at it. Ah, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Who we got? We getting in there. I would not miss this live for the world. Thank you, Chris LaBelle. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Ah, Real say happy unbirthday. I don't know. I don't even think it's gonna try to fly out like that. Hold on. I'm sure Tony Teflon has got the code numbers right with it being music. Yeah, me and Tony had a good talk about that. The only thing is we have to actually figure out the music theory. Somebody said they played the notes. Somebody told him that. I don't know. That is actually in my theory about the music. The thing that tipped it off to me was Jade saying there has to be a key. And so we also know that music is played in keys, certain keys and notes and chord. We put those together to make chords. And if you have a lot of violins, you have your 4 strings and things like this, and so it's 4 numbers. I don't know. It could mean dates and chords. I don't know. We'll find out. I know that Jay got our back on that shit though, because he's gonna figure that shit out. He's the tech genius. He is the algorithm guy, and not to mention he's also a fiddler, so he plays. So I don't know why this wouldn't have dawned on him quicker, being that the 2s and the 7s are backwards. I don't know why this wouldn't have dawned on Jade a little bit quicker. So I think by maybe next episode, and yo, I implore everyone to go audit my theory video. We're halfway through the season. We're at episode 6. Go and audit my theory video, and you tell me what you think about where we are so far with my theories for season 3. I know that I'm going to be right about a few things, and I know that I got some things wrong already. A lot of us have, and that's cool. This is all fun. Oh, there's Tiffany, the Queen Bee, says, happy birthday, Professor Real. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat, the donation, and the birthday well wishes. I started to tell you happy birthday, but I caught myself. Demo, we didn't have time to do all the good Providence things. Okay. Next time for sure. Next time, I told you I was gonna call you. I've been so busy, brother, getting my stuff together. I'm gonna give you a ring, man. I definitely want to talk to you, yo. I think I don't want to ask you on the stream and put you on the spot like that, but I do need you to pick up something for me that we left there. I think you might remember what I'm talking about. It was the last day we were there, and we had a good time, and it was our last place. So I want to see if you could do something for me. I'll talk about you off stream. Talk about that with you off stream. Vic is in the building. She says, happy birthday, Real. Thank you for the well wishes on the birthday. See, I started to do it again, y'all. I don't know why. Sally Pete for the doc. Oh, okay. For the professor, for the doctor. $10 super chat. all love. Yes, indeed. Sal, does that say Sally Pete or Sal 3P? Sal 3P? Okay. All right, all right. Mm. Oh, why is Taran having a separate live? I don't know. I think he's on live, and I think he's gonna come over here and join. He's got the link. He's got the link and everything, but he wants to get his theory out there. And I'm pretty sure he'll be over here. When he comes over here, if one of my mods could go grab the link to that video and we'll post it in here so people can have that. Good evening, Real. And everyone in the chat. Good evening. Good evening, Andrew West. Good to see you here. Sup, super bruh. Keep the dope content coming. Nathan Hall. Yes, indeed. Gadgets and Greatness. Okay, that sounds like a pretty cool channel. Might have to check that out. Tiptoe says, happy belated birthday. No, today's my birthday. Like, this is the day. Like, this morning, I called my mom. She told me the story about how she got to the hospital, the whole nine. Like, she had been feeling like she had to poop all day. And then I came. So it was like, oh, here, hey, I'm here. So, no, today is the day. You're not late. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Who else we got in here? Okay. Ooh. Okay. In real life, he was playing a violin on the show about the doctors working on the Hamptons. Yeah. Jade is an actual violinist. He's an actual virtuoso for real in real life. He's that dude. Mari is an actual dancer, a ballerina in real life. Music was how communication was established, like close encounters of the third kind. Ooh, yes, indeed. Also, music is one of the first communication tools between villages in Africa. Between African villages, they would play drums in order to send messages and signals to one another, which is also a dope little fun fact right there. Yes, indeed. We got KP in the building. What's going on, KP? Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about these dates. We're going to talk about all this stuff going on. I was just overwhelmed with the birthday love real quick. Oh, Bruce Lee. Taran's new theory is that all of it will happen in season 4. Oh, we only kid Taran Bigfoot. Stop messing with Taran. Y'all go y'all gonna shit yourself if that girl, if Tabitha's little dream was her screaming at a big ass Bigfoot or something. Y'all gonna shit yourself. If even if it's a polar bear or a bear, y'all gonna have to get that man his flower. Yeah. Boyd was a Broadway dancer too. Yes, he was. Boyd is definitely a seasoned trained actor, vocalist, and dancer. Yes, indeed. He was on the show Fame back in the day. He was on Fame. Oh, my dad's calling me. I'll hit you back, Dad. Love. I hit him back. He know I'm live right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, let's see. Okay, so has anyone else had YouTuber reviewers drop from spoilers without warning? Yes, Vanessa Wicked. I talk about this all the time. I've been trying to stay off of YouTube. I haven't not watched anybody else's videos, at least until I get mine done. I don't want any inspiration. I have enough friends that I actually have real live conversations with about the show, like Taran, like Tony, Delcenia, several people that I talk to, and we have great conversation about the show. So I get my fill in that way, and I try to stay away from the spoilers and all of that. I tell you, 2 places that I definitely do not go on is Reddit and Twitter. Don't fuck with them at all. If you trying to avoid spoilers, like, man, you'll be seeing scenes from episode 8 in Reddit. Just stay away from Reddit and Twitter. Instagram is probably the only thing I can go on and like see stuff that's unfrom related. But yeah, I've been staying away from a lot of that stuff, and yeah, for sure. Yep, yep. Who else we got? What we doing? Okay. Christy is an actual working nurse. Yes, indeed, she is. Hmm. So her role, I mean, in her demeanor, you can tell that she has that skill. From episode one. I mean, when she was in the RV with Ethan, I mean, she definitely displays that uh that calmness that's needed in a strong situation, in a situation where you need to be calm. You know what I'm saying? No context says real. The royal birthday boy, thank you very much. And Nini has become a new member. Good to see you on the magnified. Go ahead and celebrate with those emojis. And everybody, welcome our new member. Yes. So it's a lot to talk about this episode, y'all. Hold on. Let me pull up some pictures. That way we can make this stream look a little bit more interesting. Uh oh. Computer's tripping. Okay, here we go. Yeah, y'all. This episode is crazy to say the least. There is a war on the streets of Reddit about synopsis of 7 through 10. Oh, yeah. Real, I should have known you were a fellow Scorpio because we deep dive. Oh, is that one of our scorpion attributes? Is that one of our attributes, my fellow Scorpio? Real, when you gonna start to show your face? Is okay. So I'm gonna start showing my face at Tube Bash, July and June actually at Tube Bash. I'm gonna have a panel on Tony's platform, and I'm gonna be interviewing some of the From actors on that stage. But if I happen to lock in an interview with the great Harold Perrineau, I will show my face. I will do an interview. The only way is a live interview. I'm not doing any pre-recorded interviews because I would like you, my guests, and my fam that's here to be in the experience of the opportunity of asking questions with the guests and stuff like that. So I'm not doing it any other way. But to answer your question, that's what it is. And hey, if you know, you know, like if you follow me on Instagram, y'all know what I look like. Like I go live in the studio all the time, or I go live, when I'm just sitting around the crib. Sometimes I'll go live when I'm sitting here working. When I see something funny, I might go live and talk about it. But yeah, I be going live on Instagram all the time. And that my big face be right there. Everybody thought I was dark skinned. I have no idea why. You know what I'm saying? Do I sound like a dark skinned dude? I don't know. I'm just so used to seeing my face and knowing that I'm light skinned. I thought I sounded like a light skinned dude. No, I'm joking, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Everybody has their own perception. Like everybody has their own idea about how a person looks when they don't see their face. MGM is advertising their shows on Prime as Tarot, Frying October, Flying October, Terrifying October. Whoa, as Terrifying October, and they put From on a tarot card. They're copying Taran. I don't think they're copying Taran because Taran watched the first season of From, where that's where he got his tarot clues from, the first and second season. So they already had the tarot aspect in there, but I'm sure that they shout out us creators for sure. Even Tony, I'm sure they shout out us creators. I've seen a couple shout outs to me in there. I'm gonna talk about them in my next video. Y'all can say I'm bugging or not. Real has shown his face on Instagram. Oh, so you already know. You probably be seeing it on my live. Yo, it's crazy. Before, like, I would go live on Instagram and I get like 10 people at the most. Now I'll go live on Instagram and be like 12 people. So, like, yeah, I'm coming up in the Instagram world. You know, come check me out on Instagram. Oh, we got a new member, Days Glam. We got a couple new members. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, Days Glam. Thank you for becoming one of the magnified. Go ahead and go ahead and celebrate with those emojis you have access to. Also, Sal 3P became a member as well. Sound light skinned. Yeah, I was just joking. Yeah. I thought I had seen you on Tony's channel. Yes, indeed. You did see me on Tony's channel. I called in on Tony's channel. I was in a video call in there. It ain't like I'm hiding. I'm just an enigma. I'm just a real enigma. My nigga. Like, nah, I'm fucking with Yoda. Jazz Green, you must follow me on Instagram. You must follow me on Instagram too. You know what I look like? Okay. I got a lady, y'all. Just so y'all know, I got a lady out there. I might comment on things. Oh, Taran's in the building. I got a lady, y'all. I have a lady, and I am known to appreciate beautiful women at the same time. You know, like I said something about Mari and them jeans this episode. She was killing them jeans. Yes, indeed, she was killing them jeans. She looked good. But you know, I have a lady. I'm just keeping it a buck. I got a lady. But yes, indeed, we've been expecting you, Taran. How are you? How are you,
I'm
my
good,
brother,
man. Sorry
from another mother?
I thought we were starting at 8, so I scheduled my live for 7. So, I just wanted to get all my theories out before I jumped on and we talked more broadly. So yeah, sorry about that. And happy birthday, Real. You didn't tell me it was your birthday. But happy
You haven't
birthday,
been
my
listening, sir.
Sorry?
You haven't been listening, sir. I've been talking about my birthday for 2 weeks.
Have you really? Sorry, man. As you know, I'm in a very busy time at the moment for me.
Thank you very much. Oh yeah, thank you very much, Taran. It's good to have a happy birthday from you, man. We just had a great time in Providence, man. I mean, Taran. When you meet Taran in person, it's just like you sitting on a live stream with him. It's the same person. He said the same thing about me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no faking the funk over here at all. Yeah, we definitely here. We're gonna talk in a little bit.
It doesn't really feel like it's, you're the same person that I met in Providence, but now the difference is, now that I've met you, it feels like I'm sitting next to you, I guess, because we've met in person now. Well, whereas before you were still the same person, but it didn't quite.
Right. Yeah. It feels the same. Like, I felt the same when I met Demo. I felt the same way about him. I was like, wow, because he was tripping off of being with both of us in the car. He was like, man, I can't believe I'm in the car with you two guys right now. And I was like, well, damn, I can't believe I'm in the car with you right now. What the fuck going on here? You know,
it was kind of surreal, but it was good. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. And yeah, we will sort out Newfoundland next year. That's going to be a good time.
Yes, indeed. It is going to happen anyway. It's going to happen every way. You feel me? We definitely going to Newfoundland in July. I am going to be at Tube Bash in Nashville, Tennessee in June. Y'all could actually come meet the real Enigmas and Theories in person. If y'all come to the Tube Bash, it's going to be a lot of YouTubers out there, a lot of people, actors and actresses, music artists, all kind of shit's going to be going down. We're going to have a big party, all of that. It's going down. Y'all know Tony, he likes to have a good party, likes to enjoy himself. And so that's what we are going to do. It's not going to be no Diddy shit over there. I know that. You know what I'm saying? My bro dressed up as Diddy for Halloween on his last stream. Yeah. I didn't see the stream though.
Here's the thing. I think he did it before the P-word stuff came out. You know, and you know, I thought it was quite funny myself. I thought it was hilarious.
I didn't see it. He called me and told me about it and shit.
Yeah, it's
He
worth
told
watching.
me people was like tripping about it and shit. Man, I said, man, people gonna trip about anything you do. You can't please everybody. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's all love. You're not trying to harm anyone. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is. You know what I mean? People are gonna, have some type of way. Oh, this guy explores is going. This guy, you definitely need to come to Tube Bash and cover that on one of your exploration videos. Like, and you need to get them exploration videos back popping, bro. Somebody else in here, who got YouTube pages in here? If you got a YouTube page, shout yourself out. We fuck with you in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out what you do. Don't be in here doing it all the time and shit. Like, every time somebody say something, but like, yeah, go ahead, shout yourself out. This guy explores. I know Fromily Theory as a page. I gotta get over there and check your page out. I'm on like a internet fast right now where I'm kind of like staying away from it. So I haven't been watching everybody's videos, but yeah, it's all love, definitely. So Taran, let's get into it. Taran. Like, what are your thoughts on this episode? What did you rate it, and what were your compelling moments for you that like jumped out at you?
No, you know, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I've liked pretty much every episode of this season. You know, uh, what I've liked about this season is that they've previously on season 2, I felt like there were a lot of conversations that were specifically related to character building, and also for dumping clues.
Mm.
And I found that they occasionally bogged down the speed of the show. Not for me, because for me, anytime there's a clue dump, I'm excited. But I felt like maybe some people felt like it was a little slower than they would like it, for more monster action, that sort of thing. They did have some amazing iconic climaxes though, guys. Don't forget that. But what I found really interesting about this season is that I feel like they've tried to combine all three. So they've made those character building clue dump moments also be part of compelling scenes. So this scene with Victor and Henry going into the caves, finding the tea set, sort of bonding over this moment. It just, I felt like they've become much better at weaving compelling events with character building and clues.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Go ahead, keep going. I'm you cooking right now.
Oh,
Yo, everything I agree with everything you said. I think season 3 definitely highlights those aspects of storytelling for sure.
yeah. I mean, look, it's I think the writers have set themselves this challenge where like almost every line of dialogue contains some sort of clue in it, even if it's just a word that they use repeatedly, and it makes it very difficult to write compellingly, to be honest, because a lot of these like phrasings are sort of awkward. So the actors have a really difficult job. They're right that they have to read unnatural dialogue naturally. And it's interesting because John Griffin was talking about how he really needed people who could pull off what he needed, or something. The way he would, I can't think of the exact way he said it, but it sounded to me like he was basically saying, I need someone who can make people believe what they're saying naturally, or something like that. Like they can pull off something that's hard to pull off. And yeah, that's what I think is going on here. They have so many clues hidden in the dialogue that it's challenging for the actors. And I think they actually do a really, really good job with it, making it feel natural. And they have a real challenge on their hands. So, and the fact that the showrunners have been able to make, one of the most watched shows in the world, one of the best shows in the world, I think, by any metric in terms of its reviews. And they've managed to set themselves this challenge of hiding all these clues in the dialogue and sort of dumping them in there. I think it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, and this episode definitely highlights everything you just said about storytelling and how they're conveying certain things and weaving clues into the character development, the dialogue, even the actual play out set design. This episode really showed us a lot. What was the highlight for you that stuck out in this episode particularly?
Well, the tea
Oh,
party.
wait. Oh, by the way, Taran is in the top 30 right now with his audiobook. He's in the top 30 in the entire world right now. Let's go make it more. I think Del Senior just dropped the link down there. If not, it's in my community link. So let's go grab that. Let's put him in the top 3 real quick, y'all. Let's put Taran right on up in the top 3 with his audiobook. He's in the top 30. I think he's like 2 away from the 48 Laws of Power. So like that's fucking crazy to me. Like, congratulations, brother, by the way. But I'm glad I cut you off right at the beginning. You can get back to it. What was the highlight point for you?
The highlight was definitely Tabitha's dream, basically. Although it's funny, a lot of people messaged me very smugly, saying proof that Tabitha is not Eloise or Eloise's mom. Sorry. Eloise is not Tabitha or Tabitha's mom. That I don't think that little girl in the dream is Tabitha. I think that's one of her ancestors. I think people on this show have memories of their ancestors, the memories of things that happened to their ancestors. And I actually think that what we're seeing is a cycle that affects mothers and daughters. So every generation, a daughter is taken from her mother and raised unknowingly with another family, then returned to Fromland and loses her daughter. And unless this cycle is broken, Julie, or maybe it's a child, maybe it's not always a girl, but it's certainly a child. So maybe this child, the child this time around might be Thomas, but if it isn't, it could be Julie. Because I believe that Miranda is Tabitha's real mom.
Okay.
So I think that this is a bloodline curse where they repeat a cycle that their ancestors have also had to go through. And that they remember, they have dreams of their ancestors, things that happened to their ancestors. And that's why I think Tabitha's seeing this little girl.
So you think that the little girl is not Tabitha?
No, I think it could even be her great-great-great-grandmother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's having a dream about somebody else's experience in Fromland?
Yes. That's what I think is happening. Her ancestors, specifically.
Okay. All right, now mine's a little different. I do think that is Tabitha. I think that is Tabitha, and I think that we have seen evidence that multiple people have seen this place before they got there. The first evidence we got was Miranda, and we've gotten all of that in one season. Shout out to that. That's crazy, especially for this show that seems to be stingy with the answers. But now in hindsight, looking back at it, we look at Abby, who also had dreams of that place when she was a little girl. We also have Nathan, who possibly was having dreams of the cicadas, and that's why he was terrified of them.
Yes, exactly.
We also have Tilly, who said that she saw this place in the tarot cards, but she didn't realize it because she didn't pay attention to the signs.
And isn't it interesting that Bacter's grandmother knows the nursery rhyme? In that, that is a direct ancestor.
Yes, a direct ancestor knowing. Something my lady pointed out to me was that the 2 holes on the wall in the staircase of Colony House, she noticed them when Julie was coming down the stairs after stealing that weed. She's like, yo, that looks like an owl on the wall with those 2 holes in the wall.
Yeah, those holes in the wall are definitely a clue of some kind. What they might be, I don't know. I do think we're going to see a version of Colony House from the 1880s.
When I went back and looked at it, it definitely looked like an owl. And then I remember Elgin, his grandmother, was talking about owls and shit.
Yeah, and there's also a drawing of Eloise's of a little boy releasing an owl from a basket.
Ooh, and then we see all the bird cages as well.
Yeah, although I believe those are clues to the Birdcage Theatre, which I think will be one of the buildings when we time travel back to 1883.
Okay. All
Did you
right.
notice the dove in Ellis's room?
The
drawing of the dove? There's a drawing of a dove
yes,
with
I'm
a
familiar with
olive branch in its mouth. Now that is not only a clue to Noah, because one of the monsters is Canaan from the Noah story, believe it or not. But it's also a clue to the soiled doves, who were the sex workers who would be in those bird cages. So basically, it was like a sort of brothel / theater where people would go in and there would be sex workers in cages hanging from the ceiling. There was a never-ending poker game in the basement that Wyatt Earp, and isn't it interesting that Wyatt Earp and his brother Morgan were the sheriff and the deputy sheriff?
Sure.
Also, they took part in what shootout did they take part in? Real, do you know?
Was that that wasn't the OK Corral, was it?
It was.
Okay, it was the OK Corral. That's just off the top of my head with history. Yeah. Like I study history a lot. It's just certain aspects that I kind of have to revisit and recheck it out. But yeah, I do remember that. I remember my grandfather actually was a big Western fanatic. He was in World War II. And he used to tell me a lot of stories and stuff. And I used to read his books with him. I used to watch Gunsmoke, all that shit. Like, I don't know. You familiar with Gunsmoke?
No, sorry.
Okay, Gunsmoke is like a television show from like when TV was still black and white. I used to sit and watch that shit as a kid. And I was a weird kid because right after that, I'd be watching Ninja Turtles or some shit. But yeah. So that was part of the OK Corral. And we have definitely had enough of the word okay. I'm fucking sick of hearing them saying okay in every scene.
Do you believe me that okay is a clue? The way they
it has to be a clue. It has to be a clue just because of the way that it was written into the dialogue so many times.
So if there's a word used on the show, how many times should it be used? Should it be one? What if 1 in every 10 words was okay? Would it be obvious then to you, Real?
I mean, it's almost like that. That's almost what it is.
I can tell you the real number. 1 in every 85 words on the show is okay. Isn't that crazy?
That's a crazy amount of work. Because when you're writing for other people to speak, you wouldn't do that, bro.
And did you know there's poker references on the show as well? So remember I said Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, who was a doctor, just like Christy. Doc Holliday was also part of this group and part of these poker players. And then the other thing is, so this never-ending poker game in the basement, right? What are the clues to poker on the show other than the many cards that we see being played? Well, we also have people saying the word flush. So let's look at when the word flush is used. Jim says to someone, "Oh, that's backwards. Flip it. Yeah. Just make sure it's flush."
Flush. Yeah.
That's a flush.
There's too many poker references.
Ellis says straight to the door. How many hours did you spend in the car going in a straight line? There's no power lines and all the wires, all the cords, they just go straight down. You came to my house this morning, looked me straight in the eye. And then what's the other one? Full house. Well, I could use some help getting this place a bit more secure. It's going to be a full house tonight.
In the way they use see and call as well. See
and then
and
busting.
call.
Do you bust as well? No.
Yeah,
that's
bust, raise.
So it got a little busted up during the storm. How you doing over there, Jim? I think I busted a rib. What was the other one you said? Raise? Don't have raise there. Check though.
Check.
Yeah, let me just check the hey people, we got snacks. Check is used 25 times on the show. Check the windows, check the windows.
Ooh.
Kenny Hand checking on the animal traps. I'll check back on you in a bit. We're gonna have dozens of people coming to check on you. I'll check on you later. I was gonna come by and check on you. Did Christy check you out? So I think Mum just went to go check on him. Isn't it interesting when Ethan asks Victor what he's doing? He says, "What are you looking for?" Or something. He says, "I'm not looking. I'm checking."
I'm checking. Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's a big reference to a clue, right? So check not only is a poker reference, but it's also a chess reference. And I believe one of the board games being played here is the ancient precursor to chess, so the original chess, which was a 4-player game called Chaturaji, and it had 4 kings, 4 horses, 4 boats, and I think that's it. And then pawns, and we see pawns on the show, and king, ship, horse, and whatever the other one was that I'm forgetting now. Those are all clues. Elephant. Elephant is the other one, and there are elephant. Boyd talks about the elephant in the room. There's a few drawings that kind of look like elephants, but they're like hidden, kind of, in my opinion. So I won't point them out because people just say I'm seeing things. But so those are all clues, I think, to Chaturaji there as well. So that's why I think check is used so often. And of course, we have checkered floors everywhere, and checkered everywhere,
Checkered
blankets everywhere,
checkered shirts, all that. Like
checkered
Sarah
blanket.
had the checkered blankets. We even had the blanket that Sarah and Victor were sitting on had clubs and diamonds and spades and shit on it.
Yeah.
We saw that they were sitting on inside the tent. Okay, so we got Luna Cascade here with those super chat. Thank you very much, Luna. So now, and she says, so now we know whose hands those are that are reaching out in the painted mural in Ellis and Fatima's room. Yo, that's crazy. So you think it's Luna, so I think Luna thinks that those hands are the hands of the kimono race. What do you think about that?
I think that the kimono wraith is one of the monsters taking on the shape of the dead. And I don't think that it's the real historical person whose appearance the monster is copying. So
Yes,
I don't think it's the ghost of OK Ito. I think it's a monster pretending to be OK Ito, who is in fact one of the 7 beings. That's about all I have on that so far. I think it'll become clearer as the episodes come out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
why it's connected to
all right, so there's a couple people that think we might be reaching with the dialogue clues. We could point one out, like straws, like the grasping at straws. Like Taran has a theory for the straw, and I have one as well.
I think that they draw straws to see whose leg gets cut off when they're starving and they have to cannibalize someone.
And
I
somebody during this episode said grasping at straws as well. And I think they're talking about the straw man or the scarecrow. Who's the straw man? Your straw man is all your name in all capital letters. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
It's called minimus maxima. So I think that they were talking about that. I think that's a reference to the Wizard of Oz again. And what do you think it is?
I was just going to say the word for boogeyman, its etymology comes from the word scarecrow. So when Ethan says scarecrows, boogeyman, he's basically saying boogeyman twice.
Oh, so wait a minute. So Ethan mentioned the scarecrow?
Yeah, Ethan talks about Victor's drawings and he says there's so many drawings. There's scarecrows, boogeyman, giant spiders, and I think that when he says scarecrows and boogeyman, when you look up the word boogeyman, you find out that that it comes from the word scarecrow and also the word bug. And the word bug is used multiple times on the show. Like literally, Julie says to Ethan, "Come on, bug," when she's calling him up the stairs. I think so. They use it a few times actually. Let me see how often bug is used. Bug is used 6 times. So do you think they know what they are? What the bugs, the cows, birds? You were driving around in your little Volkswagen Bug. You had cicadas in your dreams, and those bugs are swarming. No, it wasn't just the bugs. There were bugs, hundreds of them, crawling out of the body. Come on, bug. That's right at the start. So yeah, you'll see it's used 3 times, and not just about the cicadas either. It's used about Volkswagen Bug, Julie calling Ethan a bug, Sarah talking about bugs as general animals in Fromland. So yeah, I think it's to tell us that the big bad is a boogeyman of some kind, basically.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Oh, wow. Thank you, Dana, so much for your super chat. It's greatly appreciated. And she says, I just wanted to pop in and say happy birthday, real, before I went back to bed. This cold is kicking my ass, but thank you so much for all that you bring to the community. And I'm glad we became friends. Yes, indeed, Dana. And I hope you feel better. I hope you go ahead and kick that cold in the ass. One thing I like to do when I feel myself falling below the weather is I like to take a vinegar bath. I like to put about 3 to 4 cups of vinegar in my hot bath, maybe mixed with some salt, some lavender oil, or some lavender actual tea bags or something like that in my bath water. And I pretty much stay in there until it's damn near lukewarm or whatever. And then I rinse myself off. And it definitely helps me feel better. I think the vinegar helps to expel some of the toxins out of your armpits, your groin area, and your feet. And that's what I like to do. But I'm not giving you any medical advice, but that's just what I like to do for a cold. And if it's kicking your ass like that, you definitely need to fight back. And I hope you feel better. Thank you again for the super chat. I see a couple more people have come up in here. I see Purple Alizé. She says she hopes you feel better as well. I saw the man in black in here earlier. Shout out to the man in black. What's going on, my God? Yes, indeed. Let's honor our mate Terry. Let's honor our mate Tom for standing in that shirt. That oh yo, hell yeah! Because I know it was cold as shit out there, and he was he couldn't rub his hands together because he was too busy rubbing that damn glass with that rag. I talk about that in my video too. But
Yeah,
yes,
you notice that Jade, whenever he enters the house, he does a sort of Kramer thing from Seinfeld.
yeah.
I wonder whether Larry David is one of the people passing objects across time as a consequence of that.
Oh, that would be great.
I would love to see Larry David on From. He's such a comedian, though. I wonder if he would, kind of ruin the seriousness of the moment when all the celebrities are introduced. Because I genuinely think there will be cameos from celebrities. I don't know if they'll manage to get all the ones that like the clue chains lead to. I wonder if they spoke to him and said, "Would you be willing to make a cameo?" But sorry, I'm sort of gone off on a tangent of my own theory. Probably doesn't interest you that much. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. That would be so cool if.
Yeah, that would be cool. He does kind of like do a little Kramer thing when he comes in, kind of busts in. He doesn't do it as animated, but like when he busts in, it's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? I got this. I heard you came back." Like, it's always like that. He busts in the door, and Jim is always like, "Hey," and they're always bumping heads when he does that shit. Like that shit is funny. Like I think that's hilarious.
Like brothers, huh?
Jade and Jim are related, y'all. Jade and Jim are related for sure. Like, okay, so for the naysayers, right? For the naysayers out there, you have blatant Wizard of Oz references. And I've connected some things. Donna says the yellow brick road. Taran just said that Ethan said scarecrows. They've been talking about grasping straws.
Yeah, so many things are clues to multiple things. So
the biggest clue is the house falling down on somebody. And just for the naysayers, like
Okay.
If the house is falling down on a guy named Brick, and Donna's talking about Yellow Brick Road, like that doesn't
That's
ring.
clever. That's clever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot. But there's
you
no
know what
witch.
I'm.
There wasn't a witch under there, unfortunately.
Well, Tabitha could have been representation of the witch, or even Jim. Men could be witches
That's
too.
true. She's technically under the house, right? Just like the witch is technically under the house.
Right, right. So she was under the house, and so
Just another connection there for you. So I believe that the boogeyman originally began as Cain from the Bible. Do you know how Cain dies in the Bible? Or as some people think, fakes his death?
aha.
His house collapses on him.
Ooh. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, yeah, the symbolisms are there. The
And
symbolism is there.
you know what helps Cain bury Abel and tells him to drink its blood in drink Abel's blood like Fatima does in apocryphal Jewish myth and like texts? It's a crow.
Oh
There's
yeah, the crows as well.
on purple lilies. Yes, it is a
Yeah.
crow.
Purple Elise, you have the crows. There's a scene in the Wizard of Oz where the crows attack the scarecrow. Like right when Dorothy helps him get down off the cross there. The crows attack him like they had no respect for him. You also have like your Cowardly Lion, and you have your Tin Man references. There's several of those. In my theory, I say that the Tin Man stands for tax identification number, and he stopped moving in the Wizard of Oz because of the lack of oil, which represented currency as well. The abbreviation for ounces is OZ, which is Oz. All of these things are like blatant truths that L. Frank Baum inserted inside of a child's story. And to see it pop up in From is just like, yo, it just gives so much like, okay, yeah, they want some shit here. I did a whole entire essay about the Wizard of Oz talking about these things. And in high school. And to use that, then also the Hamlet thing. And when I was in high school, I hated Hamlet. I had to read that shit so many times. I hated it, but now it just comes right back at us in From with the what was it? Was the episode that was named after the play in the play?
I can't remember.
The
now.
Mousetrap.
That was it. Yeah.
The Mousetrap. Yes, indeed. The White Witch in the Drawing.
That's an Agatha Christie novel as well that became a play, a very famous theater play. So
Yeah.
I have no doubt that Agatha Christie is part of one of these chains, by the way, as well.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. I stayed in
Agatha Christie's house for a while. It was pretty fun.
And Agatha Christie's was a murder mystery.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I read that too.
Will there be a murder mystery on the show? Will there be a
murder mystery? Absolutely. Yeah. I think there's definitely going to be a murder
mystery. Here's another thing that made me think there could be some sort of murder mystery in the next season, right? It's interesting that Henry says investigating detective in episode like 2 or 3 of this season, which I think is a clue to Sherlock Holmes. And Sherlock Holmes investigates murders as well. So that's what initially made me think it. Now we're seeing this connection. I don't know, but who can say, because it's the monsters doing it. So maybe, I don't know, Sarah, I guess. But we know what happened with Sarah. So yeah, I don't know. Someone.
Yeah. The murder mystery, we know what that would be if there was a mystery about Toby. I think they've gone so far past that.
Well,
I'm even beginning to doubt that Jade is. Is there going to be a point where Jade is told that Sarah is why Toby's dead?
Jade? Say again?
Do you think that there's going to be a point ever in the show where Jade is told that Sarah is the reason why Toby's dead? Or do you think he already knows?
I think he already knows.
You think it was an off-screen thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Jade was pretty fucked up when he realized that was Toby down there in that grave. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you know,
I don't
it's
know. We haven't seen.
him.
I don't think he's been told yet. He was
Here's
because
the
he was
weird
pretty
thing, though.
fucked up.
You know, Jade describes knowing Toby since before he left France, technically.
Yeah,
So
but
does
he
that mean?
said he grew up since we were kids.
No, he says the grade level, and then it's younger than the age that he said he left France.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, that was kind of interesting. We'll see.
Yo, the Broadway play, Chocolate Beauty says, if you have the opportunity to see The Wiz on Broadway, I highly recommend that you do so. Yo, me and my mom were gonna go to that last year. But it was sold out. That shit sold out so fast. We were gonna go to that last year. I was gonna take my mom to that, but it was sold out. And but I think it comes back around like every year. So we'll see what happens.
By the way, I watched this. May be a little bit of a spoiler in that something one of the actors let slip. So it's not so much a spoiler as in I know this happens. But another reason why I think there might be a murder is because Sarah Brown, I think her name is Samantha Brown, who plays Acosta on the show, who kind of reminds me of that Latina actress or actor who plays the cop on Lost. I don't know if you've seen that far enough yet, real. But anyway, she says that she ends up doing some investigations, something like that, in the next season. Sorry, in this season. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yo, Stephanie Clute brings up a good point. Was it ever revealed that Sarah killed Toby?
Well, I guess they know that she left the door open, which is effectively the same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
You push someone into a shark-infested swimming pool. Did you kill them or the sharks?
Okay, right. So here it is. It's either way. But what I'm saying is, do they know that she killed him with her hands?
No, I don't think so. She said, I let them. Oh, no, but when does she. Who.
Okay, so Boyd, when he was talking to Kenny, when they came up out the basement, he said he let it slip and say she killed those people. And then Kenny was like, what people? Like, she only killed her brother. He was like, well, people, she tried to kill the little boy. He tried to clean it up real quick. I've never seen, Jade and Sarah have not had a scene together.
But how does, and then I guess Nathan tells Katri that she left the door open. So the only person who could know that she personally killed Toby is Kenny. And even then we don't know for sure, because the only reason anyone knows that, the only reason that Boyd knows about what Sarah did is because Nathan told Katri, who told Boyd. So
this is very important, because I've been telling y'all not to trust Sarah. Sarah's not trustable. Now let's just put this together real quick. At this point in time, no one knows that Sarah killed Toby with her hands. They think she simply let the door open. So if she was going to, and I posed this question last live too, if she was going to leave the door open, why make her kill Toby?
To point out that tongues are important.
Not only to point out that tongues are
the Judas kiss.
The kiss, to show you that she kissed the dude. Did they tell her to kiss him? I don't think so.
No, but she does it anyway, and there's kissing is a clue on this show. So you probably don't believe this yet, real, but my understanding is that various artifacts from the crucifixion and the events of the crucifixion are important on this show. And I think that Judas's silver and Judas's kiss form a part of the mythology of Fromland. And that's where I think it comes from.
Okay, so all right, so the monsters, I haven't seen them pull out nobody's tongue, first of all. So I think that they did that to see if Sarah would actually. I think they did that to let her dig into the real person that she really is. She's a killer. I think she killed somebody. I think she killed somebody before she got to Frumlin, maybe the boyfriend or something, whatever situation she was in. And Nathan saved her from that situation in Pennsylvania. And I think that she killed somebody before. Because I'm gonna tell you how you know Sarah is killed. Toby was not the first person she killed. Okay. And you could tell this by the way she killed him, and she didn't flinch at all. She didn't grimace at the sight of what she was doing. And if you kill somebody, you shoot somebody, that's one thing. But when you stab somebody, that's a whole nother vibe right there. That's a whole nother killing right there. Like, because you move that blade inside of someone's flesh, you're absolved from touching them. Like when you shoot someone, you don't have to touch them. You just squeeze the trigger. Bang. But stabbing somebody, that's a little bit more intimate. That's a little bit more, I don't know. She definitely killed somebody before. You could tell by the way she did it. She kissed Bull and then she stabbed him. And PM came on here. PM said that I was actually starting to convince her about Sarah a little bit.
I don't agree.
No.
Agree. I think Fromland corrupts, and Fromland corrupted Sarah, and it would take away from what Fromland did to an innocent girl, based on that. If she's killed before, it sort of takes away from the mystique of what Fromland can do to people. I also think in the original manuscript the original pilot script, that they used to sell the show or part of the show somehow, because someone said the show was actually sold based off its ending somehow, which I think is kind of crazy, because they would have had to shop this around quite a bit. So maybe it was like the final round they revealed the ending and that's what sold it. But so in the original script, I believe that not only is Jade a girl, but I think Sarah is a much younger girl, much more innocent girl. She's described as extremely innocent.
Oh, okay. And Jade was a girl on the show?
Yeah, Jade was like a girl in a bikini top who's like a hot girl.
Oh, wow.
Originally.
Okay, so Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby, Banana Fana for Febby, Fee Five Mo Mebby. Debbie is in the building and she says he was silenced. That kind of makes sense. I see what she means by that. She's saying pretty much his tongue was cut out so that if he comes back as a ghost, he won't be able to speak. That's very interesting.
Oh. Not bad. I think it's a clue to the Scold's or Witch's Bridal, which is like and also the Tongue Terror, two types of sort of witch torture that were used, which I believe happened in the origin.
The tongues of slaves were removed if they refused to speak English.
Is that right?
What I'm saying? Yeah, the tongues of slaves were removed. They would cut the tongue of a slave if they refused to speak English.
God,
so if you was running around here speaking your native tongue,
terrible.
They took that tongue right on out of there.
Terrible.
And so that you wouldn't be making covert plans and uprising plans and things of that nature. So people
always forget how close we are to pure horror. There's people with grandparents still alive, who are slaves, and we think of ourselves as so evolved, that we would never go back and do anything like that. There'll never be another Holocaust. There'll never be another World War II.
I like Chocolate Beauty's theory too about maybe Sarah was killing to pledge loyalty. They made her pledge a loyalty, like made her like a gang initiation.
There's nothing saying that it couldn't be that. So
because why have her kill him if y'all gonna have her leave the door open? It just doesn't make any fucking sense at all. And
sorry, I thought you were talking specifically about the tongue cutting out being to do the kill. Yes, I think it might have been to prove her loyalty. Yeah, it's not a bad theory at all.
Not a bad theory at all. Chocolate Beauty is cooking in the chat today for sure. Like That right there is probably what it is. It also leaves her room to conceal the fact that she killed him with her bare hands.
Although I wonder if it's because of Kenny's pain. So, as we know, a lot of people are taking Abby at her word and saying that hope is what feeds the forest. That doesn't make sense. You can't like not hope and still win. It's very, I don't think that's how it works. Okay, because the monsters are clearly trying to cause pain and fear. They're not trying to cause hope. So why would hope feed the forest? No, Abby's either lying or being tricked or is mistaken. But or maybe hope does feed the forest, but the forest isn't bad. Maybe hope feeds the ghosts or something. But
Yo, Jasmine pulls out the tongue of Kevin as well.
yeah, like I said, the tongue terror. It's part of witch torture. But
Witch torture. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it could also refer to 1860s slavery. I don't know enough about it to say so.
And I mean, the slavery that you're talking about, us being so close to, yo, you're right. As far as us being like close to that, we're close to so many things. I mean, even the Salem witch trial. Like
People
that,
make excuses for themselves to do the most horrible things. People will attempt, people who think of them, people will convince themselves that they're the hero and it's the right thing to do. A right-wing, a right-wing Nazi nutcase would convince himself that killing an innocent black boy that he's run into on the street was him doing good and that he's actually very moral and good. But people can convince themselves of so many things and still
yeah.
think of themselves as good people. How many Christian men owned slaves and mistreated slaves and abused slaves and did horrible, terrible things? Practically every slave owner probably considered themselves good Christians, and many of them used the Bible as justification for some of the things they did. All I'm saying is, the world is so fragile, and when corrupt people take power, and infect government and infect systems and infect economies and infect corporations, and it's all about sort of sucking wealth from the average Joes and putting it into this sort of box above everyone that you can't access, and this massive widening of inequality as the oligarchical class sort of grows and grows in power. I really do think we need to be very careful about where we're headed, because horrific things can happen in the Western world whenever, and there's nothing stopping it. We are not so civilized. Normal people do terrible things all the time, and terrible people get into power all the time, and hatred and history can, like Russia and Ukraine, like
Can
Israel,
repeat.
they will always be used as excuses to do terrible things. The human condition did not change. We haven't, the sin of our birth, being born with the ability to commit evil. We all are born that way, and there's nothing about progress that says that we can't go wrong. So I despair for the direction the world is going. I spend a lot of time analyzing world markets, world economies, world politics, geopolitics, and I see the direction the world is going in. And it makes me want to sort of just detach myself from it and make my own little homestead somewhere, and sort of just make sure me and mine are secure, because what can one man do to change the world, no matter their resources these days? You can vote with your conscience, but when you're presented with two terrible choices, what is there left for someone to do? Sorry, that's perhaps a little bit too much introspection there, but that's just what I'm
No,
thinking.
that was on point. I'm here for all of that. Yes, indeed. Because if you don't pay attention to the past, you're doomed to repeat it. It doesn't matter how technologically advanced you think you've become, how far away from primitive people you think you've come. At any given time, that shit could resurface in humans as far as the majority. I like to soothe myself thinking that most of the people on our earth are good people. However, it seems that a lot of the bad people have positions of power. And this is not like a political thing at all. I'm just talking about the capacity for power to corrupt. people, period. Power corrupts people, and absolute power absolutely corrupts people. So I think that's how the saying goes. Am I right?
Yes, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And you know
Absolutely.
what I'm seeing is people getting into politics for all the wrong reasons. You know, there's you know, why, frankly, I don't understand why people would go into politics outside of those reasons, because I hate what I see going on in the world. There's so much stuff that just happens utterly backwards. So many policies put in place purely to profit major corporations that no one would ever vote for. You know, major laws that are in place that if you referendum to them, 90% of the population would vote against them. You know, and these
Mm.
laws are passed every day. And I think frankly, the greatest sin of humanity right now is apathy. It's apathy. It's people being too troubled by their own problems to look up from solving their small world, and the things that they have going on, because they don't have the energy and the strength to fight what's going on, because they're so focused on survival, basically. And that's right where they want us. You know, and you know, I don't blame people for being exhausted by the constant propaganda from both sides, from the constant you know, abuse of the middle class, abuse of the common man for the profit of the wealthy.
Mm.
You know, all the rungs of the ladder being pulled up behind them. You know, this corruption just breaking through. Like your United States, the amount you spend on your military is absolutely nuts. It's
Oh
absolute.
my God. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You haven't passed an audit in over a decade, I think it is now. Just think about that. You don't even know
Mm.
this huge portion of your budget. You don't even know where it goes. You don't even know where it goes. And they don't pass audits, and they laugh about it.
And they
And
laugh about it because there are no repercussions for it.
watch Kathleen Hicks be interviewed by John something, forgotten his name. But Kathleen Hicks is interviewed by him. He's a left-wing pundit. Forgetting his name, but anyway, you know, she is so shameless. She just doesn't think it's a problem, you know. And it's like, are you kidding? This huge portion of taxpayer money goes into this black hole. Nobody knows where it goes. Nobody knows how it's being spent. And all these mega corporations like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Boeing, you know, trillions and trillions of dollars. Just nuts, you guys. You guys are in a terrible position. And the worst part is the whole world is affected by it. You know, everyone in Europe is affected by the policies of the United States. And we're all just sitting here watching, just thinking, you know, that you're presented with two false choices. And I wish there was a third party whose entire platform was rooting out corruption. And that's all they're saying. We're going to do 4 years of status quo, common sense policies that don't rock the boat too much, and rooting out corruption. Ending, you know, inserting term limits, putting an age limit on becoming a congressman or a congresswoman. You know, some of these policies are absolute no-brainers. That's what I wish there was. I wish there was
Getting rid of a two-party system.
I mean, that unfortunately, yeah. I mean, certainly the things that prevent third parties from being able to compete on the national stage. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
two-party systems never work. I almost think there should be a requirement for a third party. Anyway, look, what can I say? Sorry, I'm just ranting because I don't, you know, I'm just sickened by where we are. Absolutely sickened.
Yes,
And
indeed.
there's no
That's
democratic
why, see,
solution.
because see, a lot of us get sucked up into it. I heard Scarmonger say, when you try to become a part of the solution, you actually become a part of the problem. And I agree with that a lot, because we get wrapped up in these situations when I mean, we can fix this. The best way to fix this is take care of yourself, your family, and your friends. And everybody will be taken care of, because by one way or another, we're all selves, families, and friends. And once we start to exude that within our neighborhoods, within your house, within your neighborhood, it will then resonate to the city. and then to the state, and then to the country. And then we can make change. You got to is one of the biggest problems is you got too many people sitting on social media and trying to be activists when they're not active at all, when they're not in their communities. You can't be an activist and you don't know your community. You can't be an activist and you've not done anything in your community. And what happens is you have the social media, it just engulfs everybody to localize the activism on social media to where nothing is actually being done in the community. And so it just takes people away from actually doing the work and the boots on the ground and actually doing things that need to be done in our community.
You're right. You're right. And it's
You
so
know,
tribal
we
as
give
well.
our energy to these politicians by ways of voting and things of that nature. That's just an energy machine that they created. I don't believe in these. I don't believe they're enemies at all. I believe that they work together, two wings of the same bird, and I believe that there's no way that they can care for us when they don't even know us. So I mean, yeah.
But look, we all work towards it in our own way. Believe it or not, in my own way, I'm working on doing something that will help change the world. I pick certain causes that I think I can help. Mine is disclosure and saving animals that are almost extinct, like the native British glowworm. Those are the two challenges I've set myself to make happen. And that's what I'm working on at the moment, using my resources to try and make those things happen. We've succeeded with the glowworms. Disclosure, let's see what happens on November 13th when there's multiple whistleblowers testifying to both the House and your Senate. And I guarantee you, none of your mainstream media will be there to record some of the most insane scenes you'll ever see this year. Watch Nancy Mace chairing the committee hearings from whistleblowers where they're whistleblowing to your government about that thing. But yeah, glowworms, I managed to save them in the UK now, I'm pretty sure. I funded research that led to the discovery of how to breed them. And now we're distributing them all over the UK. So we'll see what's next.
And that's why I rock with this show too. I mean, not trying to just take us back to the show, but look at what this show has done. Like, look at what the type of people that this show has been able to melt together and create a melting pot of so many different minds and different ways that people think, all together trying to figure this show out. Not only that, but by the historical clues and the references that are being made in this show, sending people down countless rabbit holes deeper than the one that we saw Victor and his father go down this past episode. I mean, I love what this show has done and how it's been able, because us sitting here talking like this right now, that's the kind of conversation that this show can actually peel out of us.
I mean, certainly I hope this show encourages us to think critically. You know, I apply the same thinking method of thinking and sort of broad, holistic, sort of trying to hold a large picture in your head at once. That's what I mainly try and do when I'm analyzing what's going on in the world. And I hope that people will, as they learn about From, perhaps they'll learn to think about it this way. But thank you for
indeed.
that reel, by the way. Some very interesting thinking there, and I have to say I agree with most of it.
And I agree with what you said as well, and I can't wait for that disclosure that we see. I will be tuned in, even if a lot of people are not tuned in. However,
disclosure is going to happen on November 13th, by the way, but it will move the needle a great deal.
Since we were talking about rabbit holes, how did you feel about the rabbit hole that Victor and his father went down this past episode? What was your thoughts when you saw that? I know you flipped out when you saw the tea party. What happened? Talk about it.
I mean, look, it's Alice in Wonderland. It's a reference to Lewis Carroll being one of the people receiving an object and being inspired by this red diary that he's been given by who is it? Let's have a little look-see here. Who was it that Lewis Carroll received the book from? He received it from J.M. Barrie, who wrote Peter Pan. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then who does he give it to next? William Yeats. So, you know, we could go on
Do we
J.M.
have a Peter Pan on the show? Do you think that the boy in white is similar to a Peter Pan that hasn't grown up?
No, I think oh yeah, I guess that could be one of the connections. Yeah,
That
actually.
could be a connection. The boy in white not growing up, and he's a boy still.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
then Sarah said, "I don't think he's a boy."
Yeah, but that doesn't, I mean, he's still in the form of a boy. I mean, would you
Hmm.
call Peter Pan a boy if he's lived for 200 years or however many years? Technically, Peter Pan's not a boy by the same metric. So, yeah, that's a very good point. The Lost Boys. But yeah, so again, this is how I think the show works. Many people say, no, it's just John Griffin, you know, he wanted to do a little nod to Peter Pan. And
Yeah,
so
it's just an Easter egg, guys. What do you mean?
yeah, so I think that's not the case. I think it's not just hundreds of Easter eggs, it's actually direct clues. Everything's a clue on the show, even the Easter eggs.
Okay,
I
so we get right into it. The man in black, bro. You've always have your Sunday suit on. Look at your avatar right there. You've always had your Sunday suit on. We had to preach because you came to the Real Enigmas and Theories birthday stream dressed like that in your avatar. So we had to drop some preaching real quick. But he brings up a very good question. Why 3 chairs? Was Jasper expecting company? Was my thing, all right, I'll do you one even better. Why 3 chairs? Was Jasper expecting company? Or was Jasper the host of that tea party? Talk about it, Taran.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, the Tea Party is the clue. The 2 empty chairs that someone mentioned is very interesting. As you know, I think that there's an invisible person wandering around, you know, who's chilling. And so there's a desk with a chair outside the Matthews house. I think that's where the boogeyman sits at night watching the children that live there. I think that's the house where the kids were living, you know, in the town. So you know, that's one way of thinking about it. So maybe, and now, you know, we have this, we have a picture taken of Fatima, and then I don't know if this is something that I was spoiled on, or whether did it happen last episode or not.
What was this?
There's a picture of Fatima, and then we see the monster in the background. Was that a trailer? Was that a spoiler?
No, that was the last episode. That was when yo, I gotta play it real quick. That was this right here. I gotta play it, yo.
Go for it.
Hey, Elgin, let me hold $20 till tomorrow.
Yeah, I had to play it real quick. Okay, so 820 Monster says the little girl in Tabitha's dream was wearing Little Red Riding Hood's outfit. Got me thinking the creature she saw could be the big bad wolf. But before we answer on that one, PM says seated at the head of the table, clearly the host of that tea party. What's your thoughts on that real quick? And then we'll get to the Little Red Riding Hood trope that we saw.
Yeah, so I think the kimono Wraith is not the boogeyman. That's my thinking there. Because maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in the episode where Jade has a vision, is the kimono Wraith also seen quite soon after or before that? I don't know. Anyway, I think there's maybe 2 people invisible now, and maybe that's why there's 2 empty seats. But certainly there's 2 bad beings running around at the moment. Maybe 3 or 4, to be honest. But three is my if I had to guess how many there are, there's 3. There's whoever's messing with Jasper, right? So it could be the boogeyman, could be the boy in white, could be the third entity, who is Loop Guru, technically. You know, those are the options, really. Although I don't know if the boy in white is a bad guy or a bad guy's avatar or both. I'm sort of confused about all that, to be honest. So I've got a ramble there. I don't really know is the answer. It's too much. You know, I'm just letting you know what happened. The logic train that just ran through my brain. Does it make sense? Don't know, but that's where I'm on it.
Okay, and the little girl in Tabitha's dream was wearing Little Red Riding Hood's outfit. She had the cloak on. She had the hooded cloak, but she didn't have the hood on. It would have been too obvious if they would have made her put the
She did
hood.
have a hood actually on the back of the cloak.
Yeah, it did, but she didn't have it on. It just would have been too obvious. It's got me thinking the creature she saw was the big bad wolf. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a polar bear, but it could be a wolf. Certainly, Loop Guru is a werewolf monster, although supposedly they're more likely to turn into a dog, a bear, or an owl than a wolf, but that doesn't mean they can't turn into a wolf. So I think whatever being is playing Loop Guru at the moment, whether they're the real Loop Guru or they're just imitating it or whatever, and they can do whatever they want. Eloise was having tea with Jasper. She never made it out. Ghoulish kid. I don't. Oh. Well, I still think Tabitha's Eloise, but that's a very good theory if she isn't.
Oh, okay. Chris LaBelle with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for your generosity. And she says, the boy in white is astral projecting himself.
That may be that might be
that.
in the real world. It may be in the real world when Tabitha sees him and then it finds out that it wasn't him, but it was clearly him in the image. So, what are we supposed to think? I think maybe that's when he does it. What do you think, Chris LaBelle?
The boy in white is astral projecting there since he was that age. Woo! But in the real world, he's an adult. What y'all think? That's why he knows every nook and cranny, because he cannot get hurt there. Ow! Chris LaBelle is in there with the pots and pans for sure. I love it. I like that. I like that theory a lot.
Could be, but I think he's a ghost. So again, it's a very good theory, though. It is a good theory. Boston Tea Party. Yes, humongous. That is another clue that the Tea Party is pointing to. So the Boston Massacre and some of the redcoats involved in the Boston Massacre specifically, I believe, will appear in the 1860s timeline.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe John Adams. Considering Adam is part of this story and Adam's apple and all that stuff. And then we have John Adams. This shoe they love to echo and use, like Michael Caine. I realized recently is one of the people passing objects across time, because Caine is one of the original characters. And I actually arrived at him in some other way, and I was like, oh my god, of course his surname's Caine as well. So yes, I do believe that the Boston Tea Party is another thing that the Tea Party and Tea Clues on the show is referencing. By the way.
Okay. Yeah, the Tea Party. And the Tea Party fits the style of clothes that we see Jade's Vision wearing as well. That would fit that style and era.
Yeah. What era did you think Red Riding? I call her Dark Riding Hood. Let's because it's not quite purple. It's not quite black. So I thought Dark Riding Hood's better.
Isn't Red Riding Hood one of the Grimm fairy tales?
I don't know actually.
Okay. Somebody in the chat will answer that. Jasper was waiting for Randall, Julie, and Martin. That's a good one. I like the one with Eloise probably being in there, because Vic.
By the way, so yeah, the Brothers Grimm is mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brothers Grimm are 17th century, right? Again, passing objects across time, right? And doesn't Victor talk about needing to go and get supplies, etc.? About treasure hunt and talking about treasure and Lonely Dragon's treasure and quests, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, fine. Let's leave that aside for the moment, right? Little Red Riding Hood was not created by the Brothers Grimm, but she was popularized by the Brothers Grimm. And
that's what I thought.
Now think about this. They also wrote the Frog Prince, and there's a frog on Ethan's trailer poster with his name on it. Rumpelstiltskin, when he would spin straw into gold. Snow White with the 7 dwarves. There's 7 children. Snow White type characters. There's mirrors, mirror on the wall, that sort of thing. So clearly the Brothers Grimm are part of this clue chain at some point. So that's probably one of the connections there. And you know what's also really interesting? What does Ellis say when they arrive in From Town for the first time, and he sees the "Save Us" graffiti.
Yeah, he said that's grim. Damn, that's grim. He said, fuck, that's grim.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, he literally said, fuck, that's grim.
So is that a clue, or is that a little Easter egg, guys? That's the question.
I love it. Now,
Well,
see,
Phil, you
are
can
there are
tell.
definitely some Easter eggs, and some of the clues are Easter eggs, but all of the clues are not Easter eggs. Some of them are actual clues, but they still pair into the actual Easter eggs.
Well,
Yeah.
is the Easter egg a clue in and of itself, right? Because we see eggs and references to Easter constantly on the show.
And references to Easter all the way around on the show. Then you have the egg references. But see, here's the thing about that, right? Look at the way that I discovered the egg references. Had nothing to do with eggs itself. It was them constantly referencing the Vesica Pisces with Tabitha and Julie.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of eggs hidden on the show. Like Megan's room has an egg. There's like jars full of pickled eggs in the background quite often. There's a random egg on the poster for season 3. There's the deviled egg plate used for Mrs. Liu's funeral, which that was your, by the way, that was Real's catch there. By the way, guys, the deviled egg plate. What else? What else? I'm surprised no one's called themselves a good egg. Oh yeah, Ethan talks about hobo eggs.
Also, yeah, hobo eggs. There were rotten eggs in it. Well, eggshell. Tilly talking about licking eggshells.
Yeah.
Then there were eggshells in the pile of rotten food, that compost pile that they had out there. When Fatima was digging it, there's an eggshell right there.
Jade, I'm sitting here eating eggs.
When she was eating the rotten food, she bit the top off of an eggplant.
Yeah, that's
the
also
eggs in the lunchbox. You had Victor's father saying, "I owe you a dozen" to the cops.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very cool.
There's a lot of egg references. But here's the thing, right? Most of those egg references that we see, most of them came in season 3. I was talking about the egg shit last year before they even started filming season 3. So, but what led me to that was the Vesica Pisces. The Vesica Pisces is one of the number one things on this show. One of the biggest clues that they're screaming is the Vesica Pisces. I haven't figured out why yet, but I've pointed it out multiple times. Even the name Mr. Fish and Loaves is a reference to the 2 fish, which is the Vesica Pisces. Like all of those references are there, but I'm wondering why. We still haven't seen the 2 wheels at the cabins yet. The 2 wheels from the cabins are laying on in the brush as Vesica Pisces, and it doesn't look like the same time period that we're in now. We might see more of Tabitha's dream, and that's what I think.
Yeah. I mean,
says I went to a whole tinfoil theory, but the number 3 relates to eggs as well. Those 3 rocks are shaped like eggs. The talismans are shaped like eggs. The egg shape is similar to the O or infinity. Yes, indeed. No beginning or no end. Just like the road that they drive on. I love it. I love it. I love what she said there. Now, those egg references, I mean, I thought about the egg, and I have been talking about it since last year. But the way that they brought it in, it kind of actually materialized. But it was still esoteric in the way that it materialized. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started talking about eggs before they actually started showing them. You know what I mean?
Do you think those eggs that we're seeing in season 3 are the answers to the egg clues from seasons 1 and 2?
I think that they're just pretty much the hidden meaning. I think
so you don't think there are clues to something. They're just like, hey guys, the meaning of from is that like egg symbolism. It's like an egg.
No, I think, like I said, I don't know what it means as of yet.
Right,
I
so
don't.
that's my question to you. Do you think it means something more than just clues on the show? You think they're clues to something, right?
Right. I do think they're clues to something.
So why is it that when I tell you that Megan means pearl, Ellis is wearing a pearl around his neck, Abby's wearing a pearl around his neck, then we see a pearl in a suitcase, and I've told you that a treasure hunt for a famous pearl is going to come up, but you think actually the additional pearl clue we see in season 3 is the actual answer, right? That's what you're still
Well,
thinking.
I still say this. Like, even when the egg references came up in the show, they were still esoteric.
Well, yes, but how many answers have we received so far this season?
Like, the only thing that I'm able to do from that realization is this: say, hey guys, I was talking about eggs last year, and now they're putting her on an egg plate, and now there's eggs in Victor's lunchbox, and you know what I'm saying? Like, all of that type of shit. And they have an egg in the season 3 promotional photo.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Real. What answers do you think we've had? I'm going to throw a few out there, and then you follow through, because obviously you're not prepared for this question yet. So
Oh
first,
no, let's shoot it. Go ahead. Go at it. I want to hear. I might be prepared now.
all right. So number one, we know that there's a cycle now. You know, Henry says that Miranda knows that there's this long chain of women who tried to save the children in the tower, and they all.
He didn't necessarily say women.
Did he say? Okay, well, whatever. Whether they're women or people, I
He
believe it's women.
referred to them as the others.
Okay. Well,
like in Lost.
All right,
Isn't there others in Lost?
All right, yeah, that's a good clue then. But let's sorry, let me keep my flow. Okay, so whether it's women or not, we know that there's some sort of cycle of people trying to do the thing over and over again. Don't over exaggerate. Very good, Andrew West. Okay, so that's one thing we've learned. You know, and I'm specific about answers rather than context, because there's been a lot of context around the kimono woman, but has there been a single answer about the kimono woman? No. So a lot of what we've seen on this show, I think, is just more context. But the only answer we've really received, you know, real serious answer, outside of Miranda has visions of the future, potentially, Tabitha may have visions of the past lives, Miranda may have visions of future lives as well, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, the only concrete answer we've really had is that there's some sort of cycle here where people try and save the children. So, you know, what do you think the answers we've received this season are? You know, answers to substantive questions about the origins of Fromland, not sort of small little details like, you know.
Okay, so here's the answers I feel like we've gotten.
And I'm going to be listening. I'm gonna have to do something right now, but I'm going to be listening to your answer. I promise. Okay.
Okay, so my answer is this. One thing that we definitely know is that multiple people have seen this place before they got there. That is a definite answer, that multiple people seen this place before they got there. And that couples with what you said the answer was already, that there's some sort of cycle that is continuing, or some sort of chain of events that are leading to multiple people trying to save children in the tower. And the others that tried to do it, we do know that Miranda was able to see multiple people. Now, was she looking at all of the ones before her, or was she looking at a amalgamation of the ones before her and in front of her and after her, like Tabitha? Maybe that's where she got the bright idea to copy Tabitha's bracelet for her husband. So that could be an answer right there within itself about the bracelet, and then that would really much shut that down pretty much. You know, she could have saw Tabitha's bracelet in the future, made one for her husband. But how does she have one and he has one? Maybe she made two of them. Who knows? I don't know. But the answer that we definitely got was that other people have seen this place before they got there. We know that it's Miranda. We know that it's Abby. We already knew Abby saw it. She said this place reminds her of a dream when she was a little girl. That ties right into what we're seeing with Tabitha. The nightmare that Tabitha was having when she was a little girl. You know, one thing that I definitely want to point out is that Abby describes it as a dream. And Tabitha describes it as a nightmare. Maybe there was something pleasant or fun going on when Tabitha came. Maybe Tabitha is one of the children in the paintings or the drawings of Miranda. Maybe a group of children, and I'm saying this now because I'm saying this in my video. Maybe a group of children, a group of people, when they were children, they used to meet in this place and play together. That's what kind of like what it seems like to me. Tabitha was probably meeting with Abby and also Miranda in some sort of form or fashion. When you look at Eloise's drawings of the children, those drawings are very ambiguous. Like there's a bunch of little kids here, there's a bunch of little kids there, there's girls and boys. It seems to be girls and boys in a lot of those pictures. So then there's the picture of the Ferris wheel and the circus tent. So maybe there were other things there that were in the dreams, so to speak. And so those are the definite answers that I think we've gotten so far. We haven't gotten any more answers at all. I can't think of anything else that we got. The only answer that we definitely got is that these people are alive. They're not dead. Tabitha made it out and brought another person back with her. I think that the purgatory theory pretty much falls flat on its face with that. Unless you believe that Tabitha didn't actually make it out. I mean, but everything says that she did. Why they showed us the boy in white, I don't know. Outside, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Is somebody else gonna make it out? I don't know. I think so. But yeah, the only answers that we have got is maybe like children see this place when they're a kid. Like Nathan probably saw this place when he was a kid as well. That's why he was afraid of the cicadas, maybe because he saw what they do to you in Frumlin. Because like cicadas are really not that scary. They don't bite. You know, one might land on you and just try to stick to you. Like,
Yeah. Just, I believe that it's part of a hoodoo curse. They would put hoodoo curses would involve putting living creatures inside people, which is why I think there's worms and cicadas were used in this curse to curse the boogeyman.
I don't think that those were worms. I think those were cicada nymphs.
I have to disagree with you there, Real. Simply because cicada nymphs really don't look like that, in my opinion.
Cicada nymphs don't look like what?
Like the worms, in my opinion.
I don't think they were worms. I think because what was it? Were they worms and then they turned into worms? So you're saying that the worms and boy went inside of Smiley and turned into cicadas?
No, I'm saying that there is a curse that was used on the boogeyman, and that curse was putting living creatures inside that boogeyman. That's what hoodoo curses did. And I think that the boogeyman now has that curse forever, but because the boogeyman is Cain, the legend of Cain says that if something harmed him, he would also return the harm sevenfold. So I think in being cursed with the worms and the cicadas, he gained cicada and worm powers, because that's what Cain does. If you hurt him with a sword, he gets sword powers, or if you hurt him with fire, he gets fire powers. That sort of thing. So that's where I think it's coming from. That's why I think he can control the cicadas like that when he stops Randall. I think that Invisible Boogeyman is there and he's using his cicada powers. When he's when he's influencing Sarah, his worm powers become apparent there, and the worm part of his curse is sort of affecting her in that way. So that's what I think is going on here. And I think when Smiley died, this curse sort of burst out of him. And I think the boogeyman, basically the boogeyman burst out of Smiley. He doesn't want to use Smiley as his avatar. So he's looking for a new avatar.
So you don't think that the worms and the cicadas are connected at all? Well, let me rephrase that. So you don't think that whatever we saw under Boyd's skin and the cicadas are connected?
I think that they're only connected in the sense that the boogeyman was cursed with both worms and cicadas inside him. both together in the same curse. I think the
Wh-
hoodoo
wh-
root
and
Caroline
where
Dar.
did this? What is this? Okay, so what is that story about there? Which you're just
So,
referencing.
so I believe that in the 1860s timeline, um, the cycle that we're seeing in modern day Fromland repeated during that time. So whatever we're seeing on the show is happening in that timeline as well. Okay. So
Mhm.
maybe, for example, I found something really interesting the other day when I was actually debating someone about OK Ito and whether she would have worn kimono or not.
Mm,
I found something really interesting
that's
about
a good debate.
OK Ito was known as the mother of Japanese people in America.
Oh,
So does that mean that OK Ito was the Fatima of that timeline? Does that mean that what Fatima is going through, which seems to be pregnancy, eating rotten food, drinking blood, did OK Ito, when she came to Fromland, get pregnant as well and go through the same thing Fatima is going through? And maybe, but I don't get the Elgin connection there. I thought that
what do
she's
y'all think about? What do you think about Fatima? The kimono race showing up in Fatima's picture, being that damn near everybody when we first saw the kimono race in season 2 thought that it was Fatima. What do you think about that? And do you think does anybody in the chat and you, Taran, think that that's Fatima at all?
I don't think it's Fatima, but I'm starting to think that maybe she was like the archetype that Fatima is representing in the pregnancy and the drinking blood and stuff,
Mm.
in that timeline. But I don't understand why she's haunting Elgin then instead of. That's what makes me doubt that.
Ooh,
Why is she haunting
I
Elgin?
like what Austin Forrest. Yo, what up, Jay Sleek? Good to see you up in here. Yes, indeed. Andrew West says worms. So I think there are worms. Okay. But I love what Austin Forrest just said. Ellis will be forced to kill Fatima, just like Boyd killed his wife. Just another thing that will break Boyd. That will be crazy. Oh my God.
Hmm. Well, someone in this timeline has already killed their wife, so I don't know if they need to do it again. Um,
Ooh, that's a good point.
so if you're talking about someone in the 1860s timeline or the 1880s timeline, I would agree absolutely. I think in every timeline, someone gets impaled to a tree through the head. Okay, so we saw it happening to Kelly in this timeline, and seeing it go through that guy's eye into the tree in this other timeline, which is what Jade sees. That means that it happens in every timeline, and I think that represents someone shot through the head by a crossbow bolt.
The man in black says that she's also tied to the Brundle. Now, last year I made a video saying that I thought that there was a different body of water. I made this video last year. I talked about how when Fatima took Elgin to the Brundles, he didn't look too excited about the Brundles. Maybe there's another body of water. Then boom, we get a whole nother body of water with cabbage patches all along the shore. And I don't think that it has anything to do with the Brundles. I think it's that other land out there.
Could be, could be. Yeah, I guess we see a lake later, so maybe the Brundles isn't what's important. But I think Brundles is a reference to one of these people passing objects across time. I've forgotten his name, but the guy who wrote the book that The Fly was based on, I think that's what that reference is, that Brundles reference is. Just so you know, because that was the surname of the main character of The Fly, and it's literally like only that and like something to do with swamps in Scottish. So just FYI. But yeah, no, I don't know, because the thing that confuses me the most is why the kimono wraith is messing with Elgin specifically.
Yeah,
Why?
what is his connection to the kimono race? Is it could be
Why?
something as simple as his just abilities to have those dreams, because he has some sort of ability as well. I mean, he dreamt about the place while they were rolling through it on the bus. They was already there. By the way, everybody thinks that he dreamt about it before they got there. No, they were already there by the time he was dreaming about it. I think they actually had already stopped at the tree and turned around already. You know how yo, we got to give Bacta her props for turning that big ass bus around on that road like that. Like, yo,
Yeah. I want to see more from Bacta. I still don't know what her purpose on the show is. No offense to the actress. She's really good, but I'm just like, I I don't understand the point of her scenes in terms of what's going to happen with Bacta and the plot.
well, Bacta was the only one to successfully recite the nursery rhyme.
Well, yeah, of course, but they didn't need to introduce a whole new character just to have someone do that. You know, they could have had Tilly.
Well, she got more scenes. I mean, she definitely had a scene with Boyd in episode 5 there on the bus.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Every scene she's in, she kills it. But I don't understand what her role is on the show yet. What is she doing there? What's her purpose? She's having these conversations, she's establishing her personality, but I still don't know what her goal is. What is her goal?
Austin Forrest said, yeah, I was wondering that too. How many episodes is he going to wear the same shirt? I know he's scared to take a bath, but come on, bro. Now, here's my theory. I think that he's actually washing the shirt in the tub when he gets in the tub. Because, like, we saw him in the dream and he had a T-shirt on. But, like, why is he still wearing the musty-ass shirt with the crow on it? And then I find it crazy that the crow busts through the window to come wake his ass up. I don't think that it had anything to do with Tilly giving a tarot reading to Fatima. I don't think that it had anything to do with that. I think that the crow came in there to wake Elgin's ass up. Why he didn't just come through the other window, I don't know. But there you have it. That's what I think on that. But yeah, dude definitely need to change that shirt because
you know, and this is
probably peeling away at the with the paint on the front.
Maybe the Kimono Wraith is a different being to the boogeyman, and she's gonna make Elgin her avatar. That's what I thought. I wonder whether Tilly is gonna possess Elgin.
You think that Tilly is on some shit like that? I don't think so.
I
think Tilly's. I think
she's the messenger, so she's got to be doing something. I don't know. We'll see.
Matilda is a witch. I still trust her though. Matilda means strong in battle. I bet you Tilly goes out saving somebody, yo. I can see that happening. And I think Tilly has been cured of her cancer.
The way I see Tilly is that actress from The Walking Dead, Carol. She reminds me of Carol a bit. I could see her being a bit of a Carol. Like totally.
Carol was badass.
Yeah, exactly. So I could see Tilly being underestimated all the time, and then just like completely courageously solving everyone's problems by being super clever and brave and vicious. Kind of like
I want to see Tilly say, "Fuck y'all! I'm going in my room and I'm studying my tarot cards," and her come up with some real ill shit through the tarot cards or whatever. I love how they brought Vanessa said that MGM is advertising on Amazon with terrifying, but they're using the word terrifying.
I mean, it's one little scene, but they're doing that. I mean, guys, come on.
No, they're doing that for the whole season of Halloween. Terrifying.
So this is a real ad for MGM Drops, is it really?
Yes. Yep. That's what she said. Now, I haven't confirmed it or seen it myself. Let me look for it.
So if you go on Amazon, maybe it'll pop up. I
go
definitely
on Amazon and we'll see it. Terrifying. Yep. Terrifying. They got the from on a tarot card.
Can you bring that up on the screen? Is that possible? Because I can't see it from where I am.
Hold on. Oh, damn.
Guys, okay. The card references on the show are getting ridiculous. There's even a pack of cards in Victor's suitcase. Do you really think all of that is just to say, hey, that theory about tarot cards, guys, we've just included it on the show to mess with you? and they have Tilly have that whole conversation about how you should take tarot cards seriously. Like, come on, and like, they made Fatima's skepticism of them seem super ridiculous, didn't they?
Oh yeah, Terrifying October. That's what it's called, Terrifying October. Yeah, y'all got to get this man his flowers. I don't care what y'all say about Taran's theories. That tarot, y'all know this man as the tarot theory guy. That's how you know this guy. And in this picture that I'm about to pull up right here is going to seal the deal. And Boyd, yo, wait till you see this, man. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Y'all got to get this man his flowers and stop playing. Hold on. Here we go.
Sorry, guys, being in the UK with the VPN, it doesn't look the same to me.
That's on Amazon Prime right now. Terrifying.
Man, can you screenshot that and send it to me on WhatsApp?
I'll send it to you right now.
Thank you.
Yeesh.
Guys.
That's crazy, y'all.
Please, can we just look? You don't need to believe the rest of my theory.
Fall back with that dumb shit, y'all. Y'all see what they did?
Oh my gosh. That's
so crazy.
That's so cool.
Look at Boyd. Subscribe to MGM. Yeah, because I'm going to tell you right now, From is pulling in the subscriptions right now for MGM, yo.
Dude, what if there's a clue hidden here? What if MGM's in on it? Let's have a look, man.
I mean, look at it. It's right there. These are the same tarot cards that Tilly used.
Included
the blue tarot cards, the same shit.
Is it the same?
Yes.
It's the same kind.
It's the same kind. That's the clue. Fall back on that dumb shit, y'all. Fall back on that bullshit. I'm telling you, that's the same kind.
Don't worry, Man in Black. I'm not going to be flexing. I don't think I'm actually going to flex at any point. Certainly not on Reddit. People hate me enough on there. And I don't try and upset anyone.
Hey, yo, shout out to Vanessa Wicked for pointing that out to me. Earlier in the stream before you got on, she pointed that out to me.
I literally didn't even believe it. It sounded so far-fetched. So yeah, thank you so much. I saw it and I was like, that can't be real.
I mean, soon as you go on Amazon Prime, bang, that's the first slideshow they show you.
My gosh.
So yeah, fall back on that dumb shit because the tarot man is in the building right here. Terrifying October. Your streaming fate awaits. Whoa, your streaming fate awaits. Come on. The future is not ours to see. And they put the man right in the middle. They put From right in the middle, y'all, on a tarot card. Boyd is the fool. Hit that like button. Come on. Come on. That's crazy right there. Mm-hmm.
Well, what can I say? You know, I'm not saying that it's definitely proof that the tarot, I mean, maybe they're literally like, wow, no one changed their mind about the tarot cards despite us featuring it on the show and having Tilly have like a literal full 3-minute conversation with Fatima about how she should take it seriously, and no one believed it. So maybe they're like, maybe this will move the needle, because I think they do. You know, I'm starting to think that the showrunners are actually cheering us on.
Yes, they are.
It may be cheering us on. Maybe they're like, this show is so complex that we actually need people who understand what's going on to explain it, you know, so people can understand the genius that John Griffin is, basically. So I wonder if they want people to start believing in my theory a little bit.
Yeah, so Scarmonger comes through, says your theory is right, even if not every detail. Of course, that's how it all. That everybody's gonna be right, but we're not gonna get every detail right.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%, Scarmonger, for sure. Because I mean, I've gotten some things right, and I've gotten a lot of shit wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Got loads
But
wrong.
that tarot theory, they had to shout this man out for being the one to point the shit out in the show. Because they put it in the show in season 1 and season 2. Taran came with his theory during season 2, and they confirmed it for him in season 3. So shout out to that. And they've been shouting all of us out. I think that when Victor's father asked Victor in the caves, how many of them little green men you got? I think he was talking to Tony with the alien.
Yeah,
That was,
I
you
agree.
know what I'm saying? I think he was talking to Tony with the aliens. With how many of them little green men you got? You know what I'm saying? You got there was a point on there where in the same episode where the same scene that pointed me to the Vesica Pisces last year, I brought it up that scene is connected to Tabitha pulling the curtain to the left to see the sun, and Julie pulled the curtain to the right to see the moon. How about the very first thing that Tabitha talks about when she's sitting there and she's talking directly to Julie? She's talking about her waking up in the hospital, and she's talking about the scene that I referenced. Then later on in that episode, they show this. They do a flashback with that scene, with that very scene. But not only that, while Tabitha was talking to Julie, peep the way that she says "real." And I don't know, maybe I'm bugging. I could be bugging. But hey, you know, like KP said, we sound insane over here.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I would actually think I think the showrunners are being super meta. I think they are trying to like tell people that they like are watching what people are saying and complaining about and trying to correct it each season. So, you know, people complain that they haven't tried to trap a monster. Then they sort of have Boyd try and do that. You know, they say, why don't they go and burn them in the caves? They have Kenny try and do that. Like, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I even thought that they would go past the tree. Remember when we were certain that the ambulance would go?
Yeah, they would go past the tree. That would have been a good one.
Jump over the tree.
I think we'll still get that.
I hope so. I hope so, because it would really show. It would really show the showrunners are watching. I think that someone going past the tree just to show what that is. They would really show like people are curious. I personally think you just the same thing would happen. You'd keep walking down an infinite road, and then you'd fall out of sight of a tree, and then you're in Fromland.
Taran Matharu. Taran Matharu. I love it, Andrew West. That's good right there. They have said lost so many times recently. Yes, they have. Season 3 is full of the word lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like Victor said, hey, we need to go get some supplies so that we don't get lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why don't they have a town hall meeting? Yeah, that's another one that all the people were saying. And that town hall meeting was a shit show. I love how they answered the question too with Jay talking to Ethan. He says, anytime you have more than 3 people in a meeting, it's worthless. It's worthless.
Well, can I say something? I think that's a major clue to the curse that created Fromland. I think there were only 3 people present. I think it was the witch, Bridget, the boogeyman potentially possessing a priest, and then her son. And I think that they split her son in 2 and make a good twin and an evil twin. And then that's the 4 players of the game. That's what I might think. Sorry.
No. And then we're talking about the 3 as well. They come for 3. Martin was amongst 2 corpses. Martin seemed to be the only one that was kept alive, but those other 2, one of them had been eaten alive. Something ate the meat off the bone of one of the. Okay, so I'm talking about the dungeon when Boyd went into the dungeon. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Give me a second.
Okay. Maybe I'll talk for a bit. So yeah. looking at these tarot cards, pretty interesting. You know, if we zoom in on the one that says A Quiet Place Day 1, you know, doesn't it kind of look like the rays of the sun behind them rather than a tall building? And yeah, I don't know what the rest might mean, but there's broken glass. I know those monsters jump out, but you know, it kind of looks like the tower. You know, they put this bright light at the top of this building as well, almost like it's a lighthouse. Yeah, kind of interesting actually. Maybe this is a little shout out. I don't know. Are the MGM all the way to the top? You know, not just John Griffin, but are MGM giving me a shout out? I would love it. I would love it if MGM gave me a shout out. I actually have like some new film agents trying to get my stuff made at the moment. And I wonder if they've sent anything to MGM. But I don't think they would pick anything up because of this, unfortunately. But it would be super cool if they wanted to make like an animated version of the Summoner series or something. I would love that. Or like their own Game of Thrones, but with Dragon Rider, you know, but much lower budget. Something like that would be cool. Or the Contender series. I don't know if that would work, to be honest, as a TV series, but it is very From-like. But it's not, you know, I think it would need a serious rewrite to work for television, maybe. I don't know. We'd have to see. But yeah, you know, what's interesting about MGM is, you know, I watch their content on other platforms in the UK, but the stuff that they're buying, the stuff that they're producing is amazing. I love MGM now. Like I'm an MGM like loyal brand follower, even though I can't actually like subscribe to MGM very easily in the UK. You know, so yeah, it's you know, and here's something I talked about when it was just me and Real in Providence. But I genuinely think that MGM is part of the mythology of Fromland. Genuinely. I think that some of the producers and directors and the people who created MGM, I can't remember the exact context, and I don't even know if I remembered to include it in my list. The list of historical figures passing stuff across time, I skipped so many people and I'm regretting the hell out of it now. But I believe that MGM, and wouldn't it be cool? Imagine this, right? Imagine if MGM was a part of the mythology of From, and it's MGM's biggest show, and suddenly everyone who's watching it becomes more
Can
loyal
you
to
hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
No, it's Louis Mayer. Louis Mayer and the other dude, I can't remember. But MGM stands for Metro Goldwyn Mayer
That's it.
Studio.
Yeah. And isn't it interesting that recently they've started playing the lion at the start? Did they do that for the first 2 seasons?
No,
Have
they didn't. And that lion fits right in with the Wizard of Oz as well, because you got the Cowardly Lion. Not only that, but
Yeah.
the Wizard of Oz is an MGM product.
Absolutely. And I think maybe even there's like a circus lion that's part of this mythology as well, but I'm not 100%.
Oh yeah. I could definitely see that. I'm sorry I had to dip off real quick, guys. I thank you, Taran, for holding it down. Yes. They had epics, and then they had epics on the first season, and I think they had MGM on the second season, but it wasn't the same line. It was just like the original line, like the one. Now they have like that new 3D joint.
I love tradition, you know, and I think America's history is not that, you know, that old, you know, and actually MGM is like what's the word? It's a mainstay, right?
Yeah,
You know,
big
it's
time.
part of American TV history, and now it's sort of been, you know, I'm kind of sad that it's been relegated to like a subscription model that you can get through Amazon Prime. You know, not to, you know, not that I dislike Amazon Prime. I like a lot of their shows too. But it's just like it feels like it's that extra step that is tricky to make work, I guess. And you know, I wish it was more of its own thing, like an HBO, I guess is kind of how I would love it as well. But being part of Amazon gives it that budget, gives it that support, and actually probably gives it more reach. So I'm kind of in two minds. I guess I just wish that the brand was more front and center. Almost like it had its own tab on Amazon. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, like MGM definitely they played around in just about every genre, even blaxploitation. Like they did Shaft. Shaft is an MGM product as well.
Can you explain to me blaxploitation, please?
Okay, so in the 70s, Hollywood movies were doing really bad to the point to where MGM actually had put up the ruby red slippers for auction just so that they could keep the doors open in Hollywood. Then, are you familiar with Mario Van Peebles? He's an actor. Taran, you there?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Are you familiar with Mario Van Peebles?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay, so Mario Van Peebles he's an actor director. He actually directed the Wu-Tang series on Hulu. He did that. He played in I think in the movie Solo. He's been on a lot of stuff. Mario Van Peebles was like real heavy in the 90s. But his father is named Melvin Van Peebles. And Melvin created a movie where Mario Van Peebles played in it. He played the starring role when he played the starring role when he was a child, and it was called Badass Sweetback. And Mario Van Peebles was like 11 years old in this movie. He was in a literal sex scene and everything. It's a crazy controversial thing. But what happened from it was it created what we call blaxploitation movies like Foxy Brown, Shaft, Dolomite, like many different, and those movies were putting asses in the seats in the 70s. And those movies were pretty much what revived Hollywood and give them the money to do movies like Star Wars and Dune and Terminator and all that type of shit came off the back of blaxploitation movies. This has been a constant trope in entertainment. Even you had the WB Warner Brothers. They had a whole station. They had a whole time slot. I believe it was on the UPN network, and they had shows like Robert Townsend Show. They had what else did they have? They had the Robert Townsend Show. They had the Wayans brothers had a show there. It was all these black shows, and what ended up happening was that those shows made that network so prosperous that they just cut off all those shows, and then they started shit like Charmed and Dawson's Creek and Seventh Heaven, and they totally reformatted the network and pretty much failed at doing that. But blaxploitation movies is how you get your Star Wars and Dune and all those big high budget production joints from back in the early 80s, man, that came off of that money. And I think they might even be talking about some of that stuff because Roots, I believe, was in the 70s. Sister was on there as well, The Parenthood. And there was a lot of movies, shows on there. So y'all know what I'm talking about then. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about and how they used those shows to build up the network, and then they clipped their wings and started doing like different shows. But like, yeah, that's a part of like Americana right there in the 90s. But blaxploitation is what pretty much laid the blueprint. But for real, this was happening. Roots was in 77, exactly. So this was happening in entertainment, in record industries and everything. They would use black artists to build up their catalogs and then clip the wings, and they would bring in other artists from other countries and white artists, country music and stuff like that. After they made so much money with the black artists, they would just kind of throw them to the wayside. And this is when most artists, black, white, Chinese, didn't know shit about publishing. These was like the wild, wild west days of entertainment. But yeah, I studied a lot of that stuff just being in the music industry, just knowing my field and, you know, things of that nature. But yeah, we could do a whole podcast on that. Hey, she said she done slept through the live stream. You mean it? I know she mean that she was probably taking a nap. I know she not saying that it's boring. ASCAP. Yeah. What you know about ASCAP, William Wade? Yeah. Okay. I'm a BMI. I'm BMI is my performing rights organization. So yeah, I have a BMI number. Yeah, we split our royalties up in 200 percentages. Exploiting black cultural development by powerful people. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know we weren't born. We've been dropping some heat. This live stream, yo, you got to go to a part in this live stream, Jessica, where Taran was going off. I just muted my mic and let him cook. Like he was going off. You're going to love that part. Hey, Real and Taran, do you think you'll be interviewing creators, actors for the documentary? Maybe, especially if we get a chance to do so in Newfoundland. There are a couple of the actors that actually are from Newfoundland and live there. So if we are able to reach out to them and bump into them, that'd be so dope. That'd be real dope. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Yeah, it would be. Well, you know what?
What lies beneath said victim mentality. How what do you mean by victim mentality? I definitely don't have victim mentality.
No. Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Real question. You see your streaming fate awaits?
Yeah.
See that? What if that's an anagram for something?
What could it be?
I don't know. I'm trying right now to solve it while you've been talking.
Are you popping in the anagram solver real quick?
Unfortunately, it's too long for most anagram solvers. But you know, if anyone wants to try and solve it, we can try right now. You know, anyone who's good at solving anagrams, anyone who's got an AI that works well, I hear they can be quite good. Although I don't really know. You know, have a go. Let's see what we can do. Wouldn't it be cool if that was the case?
Nah, victim mentality doesn't sound racist. It's all good. Like we could talk about it since we talking about a couple of things. I'm not trying to just like, you know, shut this person out because they share a difference of opinion than me. I'm open to talk about it. I have not claimed to be a victim of anything, but the truth of predatory practices in the music industry and in the movie industry is not just exclusive to Black people. As a matter of fact, a lot of people get screwed over and you know, exploited in the wrong way that's not beneficial for them. It's not been just Black people, but what I'm stating is facts, and you can go do your own research. But you know, just because the history is ugly doesn't mean that we have like an ugly road ahead of us. As a matter of fact, the Music Modernization Act was a very good step towards healing a lot of the wrong that's been done in the music industry. But yeah, I definitely don't have a victim mentality, what lies beneath. And I appreciate your comment. I appreciate you being here. You know what I mean? But yeah, Big City Hack, it don't sound racist. Everything ain't racist. But I feel you though, bro. I appreciate you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go because I put dinner on earlier. That's what I was doing when I muted myself for a while, and it's ready now. So yeah, well, it's a bit cold now actually. But anyway, it's very good to chat with you, Real. I'm gonna drop off now and do a bit of work. But yeah, it's very nice to hang out with everyone. And yeah, this tarot thing is pretty cool. I'm gonna try and solve that anagram. Real, if you want to as well. What if one of the words was Taran? Right? There's a T, an A, an R, an A, and an N in there. So
Yo, they really gonna start calling you crazy then,
that
right?
would be crazy. That would be crazy.
They
If they were.
really gonna start calling you crazy then. But see, the crazy part about it is they'll jump right over the fact that them tarot cards are blue, just like the deck that Tilly had, and
Yeah.
they're saying terrifying October. They'll jump right over the fact that Boyd's face is right there on the tarot card with the word from. Yeah, they'll jump over all of that just to say you bugging about your name being in an anagram. So yeah, it doesn't. You can't win, brother. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna try and solve it now. If it is an anagram, the only thing that made me think that is, the letters are kind of closely spaced together there. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it looks like they almost like the spaces aren't that large. Maybe I'm reading into it. But they're quite close together. That's the only thing. But yeah, let's see what it says. There's game in there as well. The word game fits into your streaming fate awaits.
Oh, I see that.
Does mystery fit in there? No.
There could be it could be multiple words as well.
You could have game time. Game time works for that.
Ooh.
Or does it work?
Oh, all my anagram solvers out there, all my thinking outside of the box people, help us figure this one out. We need to figure out if there's an anagram, any hidden messages in Amazon's first slide that they have for MGM advertisement right on Amazon. As soon as you go on there, everybody called this man crazy. Everybody said his theory sounds crazy, but here you are right in front of your face, them shouting out this man's theory. But yes, indeed, is there anything you want to say real quick before you bounce out tonight?
No, not at all. Just can't wait for this Sunday when I get to watch another episode. Frankly, I'm based on there was this YouTuber. I keep forgetting her username, but she's this amazing YouTuber. Does these really long form interviews. With the actors. She's got a great channel, and she has actually seen the finale and she reacted to it. We looked at it, Real, if you remember, on one of our lives together. And I brought it up. It was like a Twitter post where she said, like, I had to sit and stare at the screen for a moment. Like, there are answers coming, like major answers, but only in the final episode. So that was I noticed that. Yeah.
Waits, Susie says staying a while something. Waits for mysterious fate. Susie's on it already. Shout out to Susie. Good to see you. Susie is definitely magnified. Shout out Susie, y'all. One thing that there was a question in there that I want to get you to answer before you dip.
Okay.
What do you think about the numbers having something to do with music?
Yeah, people have been saying that. Again, I'm not very musically inclined, unfortunately. So, I can't speak to that. Again, that's like work. That's like someone, you have to work to figure that out. You have to like learn music stuff and how musical notes work.
Yeah, there is actually a music theory that suggests that it is.
Yeah, but the problem is,
when I say music theory, I don't mean music theory as in a theory for the show. I mean music theory as in the actual subject music theory. Yeah. However, I don't think that's been. When I have the time, I'm going to sit down and try to figure it out. If anybody could get all of the numbers to me, that would be great.
That's the problem. That no one has all the numbers because you can't read all the numbers, and that's why they haven't been shared all over Reddit. Because
so yeah, I need those numbers, because if I get those numbers, I can decipher it. I definitely know my way around music theory. I'm not the best, but maybe I could find a hemi demi semiquaver or two.
There's a few attempts to get it right, but a lot of them you can clearly tell they've guessed it wrong. It's just work. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling butthurt because I have to work and I've got too much on to get involved in this side. But maybe someone will solve it online. That would be pretty cool. But I can't take part in the heavy lifting on those. I just got to watch other people's.
If somebody can get me the numbers, I'll help out with that. Who's ever working on that? Tony told me on the phone that somebody told him that they've already figured it out and they played it and it was the same melody from the music box. I mean, the fact that the numbers are repeating says that it's music. And the reason why I would say that is because a lot of times when you're making music, you play the same chords and music repeats just like numbers. Like, so that's what Scarmonger said as well. And so, you know, I can see it. I just have not been able to actually decipher it for myself because I don't have the numbers. But if someone can directly send me those numbers on Discord, that would be great. I like Discord because, like, your social media doesn't just jump out at you. So if there are any spoilers there on Discord, like, it's not just gonna pop up right on your screen. When I hop on Discord, I'm automatically in my inbox. So if y'all DM me some the numbers, if y'all get the numbers to me, I can definitely figure that shit out. Music is what I do. So we'll figure that out. And I definitely do think it has something to do with that. Do you feel seeing the numbers and that they go all the way up into 9,000? Do you still think that they're dates?
I think that the numbers on the lighthouse are dates, but I don't know about the numbers in the bottle tree.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take my leave. Thanks, man. Take it easy. I'll keep listening while I'm eating, but you know, no one wants to hear me munching away. Take it easy, man. Bye bye.
Indeed. Peace. Yes, that is the great Taran Matharu, the tarot card man. That's him. That was him. He was just here. Y'all heard him. Y'all see this? This is crazy. What are y'all honest thoughts on this? Does this confirm anything? Does this confirm anything? What do you guys think? Does this confirm that he's on the right path? At the very minimum, does this confirm that my brother from another mother is on the right path? You know? So let me know. Let me know what y'all think out there. I think this was real crazy. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't want to be too spoilery, but people have discovered a new actor that's confirmed to have a role in From. Ooh, you know what? I'm ready to see a big bad. I'm ready to see who the real big bad is. We've only seen the boy in white once existentially on the show, and that was in Tabitha's little when she got out the hospital. And we seen him again in Victor's flashback or whatever when he was talking about the boy in white to Sarah. But yo, so Scarmonger says, or they're effing with Taran's head. Here's the thing. Why would they go to that length to mess with that man? Why him? Why would they do that? What would be I think the tarot card aspect of the show has probably been the most definite, undeniable catch of all the theories. And I'm proud to say that I've become friends with the brother because he's a brilliant mind. I love talking with him, love building with him on the show, love talking to him off show. We had a great trip. He writes great books. He's successful in his field. Why would they mess with him? I don't understand. I think that they're showing us that it has something to do with tarot. It definitely has. The player, he saw what he picked up what they were putting down in seasons 1 and 2. And he was the only one that pointed out that the tarot significant. So we got to put some respect on his name, especially when they coming out like this. Tarot fine. And boy is in the middle. And they're telling you right here. They're saying this is included with Prime. You could rent or buy this one. But this one right here is what they're trying to nail subscriptions with. They're trying to nail subscriptions with this one. This one is dope too. Look how they put the forest in front of Boyd. They layered that like that. Whoever's been doing the latest promo stuff is dope. Shout out to that person, whoever it is. I really do like that. If this person's listening or watching, please do some new missing posters. Because the missing posters from the last season that y'all put out, I'm not really fucking with those, because those got pictures of the characters while they inside Frumlin. So that's kind of corny to me. Yeah, I know Taran was cheesing. I bet he was when he saw that. When I described it to him, it sounded too far-fetched. But when you go on Amazon, it's the first thing you see. You dig what I'm saying? Now imagine people that are watching the show, but are not watching us on YouTube, and they want to figure it out, and they start talking about tarot, and they start looking it up because of what you see right here. And then they find Taran's theory. I mean, there you go. Now, I don't agree with everything, and I think that a lot of what he's saying is esoteric, but the tarot cards aren't. The tarot cards aren't esoteric. And I told him that most of what you're seeing most of Taran's theory is going to be esoteric. As of right now, my statement stands to hold up. Now, we have to have the rest of the show to play out to see if these people actually start showing up in the show. I'm saying that the very maximum, Taran's going to get a montage of all these historical figures. That is and I don't think that they're going to say their names. I think that Taran is going to have to show you, see, that's Christopher Columbus right there. Look at the hat. Look at what he's wearing. He's on a boat. He's on a ship. That's Christopher Columbus right there. But it's going to be like a montage of how From was created. I think they're going to give us that. I don't think that this show is going to shit the bed on that. I think they're going to tell us that. But I think that it's not, I don't see them giving you the solved show. That wouldn't even be wise. Because if you solve the show, then people watch the show and it's over. Now they know everything. I think they're going to leave all of our hidden meaning there for people to interact with this show for years and years to come. That's what I think is going to happen. But we have been rocking for almost 3 hours. I don't want the live stream to be too long. I do have a video that I'm working on, and I don't want to spill the beans on what I'm talking about in the video, but I get into a lot of stuff. I talk about Miss Lou's cooking book. Miss Lou's herb book. Miss Lou's herb book explains a lot as far as how the hell she was able to make pancakes. There are actual herbs that you can process into flour. Like curly dock is a herb, that's high in protein. You can take chestnuts and you can dry them out in a fire. You can mill them down in order to make flour for bread, cakes, pancakes. You can make pasta, whatever. Hazelnuts, walnuts, pecans, all of that. You can grow wild rice. Lamb's quarter is another herb that can be turned into flour. You can even make flour out of potatoes. So there's plenty of different ways that Miss Lou, our favorite pancake chef, could have pulled off making that. I talk a little bit about that as we see Ethan sitting there with her herb book. But then, I take that and I flip it into an esoteric meaning, which is so dope. And it's right in front of your face in many different scenes in this entire season. So I point out those. This episode was very interesting. I've got a lot of work sitting in front of me, so it's been hard to get the video out. But I was going to open up the lines, but I'm getting a little tired. I got some work to do before I go. I'm working on my birthday. It's all good. Today's my birthday. It's just another day to me. like I said to y'all at the beginning of the stream, this day is pretty much for my mom. She's the one that did all the hard work and the labor that day. So shout out to my mom. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Y'all have a good one out there. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, everybody that dropped super chats. Thank you to everybody that dropped cash apps. Thank you for all the birthday well wishes. Everybody that joined in to stream with me. Thank you. Thank you for all the birthday well wishes, man. I mean, yo, these were dope. I'm going to get some work done and just spend the rest of the evening with my children. Shout out to my mom, yo. She did that labor, brought your boy here 45 years ago. 45 years ago. I'm the big 4-5 now. I'm waiting on 50. 50 is the next big milestone. Let's get it. Just a little something to think about while we wait on the next episode. That's all for the live stream today. I'll catch you in the next one.